You know, I was thinking last night. Whilst playing Baldur's Gate in the late hours of the evening, there has to be ways to bring camp supplies into D&D games proper. And I'm gonna figure out how to do it. Because I'm tired, man, of these players. These players just thinking they can get by, no rations, no food, no water in the forest. I think we should bring the survival back into D&D. And you know what? Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Maybe that's a good project for this week at some point in time. Let's figure out how to do that shit. But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD for Fantastic Day. It is indeed Wednesday, the 16th. That's right. What are rations? What do you mean, what are rations?
Hello.
What the fuck? This is why I refuse to play D&D with you anymore, Blaze. Nix, holy shit, good to see you. Thank you for the 17 months. Also, goddamn, good to see you, Nix. Like, seriously, how you been? What's up, Ashley? What's going on, Bylung, Viddy, Thorkin, Blaze, Busy. Holy shit, everybody's here. Even Guapi. Even Guapi. Oh, I'm so impressed now. No, so I played some Baldur's Gate last night. I went north. I got Karlach. And I took some advice. I changed Astarion to a ranged rogue. And holy shit, does he slap now. Like, what the fuck, dude? I stopped using Gale. I'm gonna probably get Gale back, but I'm using Karlach for now because I thought it was funny. So I got a pretty tanky party, man. I got a beefy party. I got my cleric, I got my paladin, my barbarian, and my ranged rogue. And oh man, did things go differently. I think I was just having some bad luck when I was playing. Yes, not yesterday, but the day before when I was complaining about it yesterday. And goddamn, new party, new skills, new setup, changed everything. So I'm looking forward to playing tonight. I think I'll actually be around tonight. I'm not sure. I had to go do some stuff with Ella yesterday, so it took away from my precious playing time for Baldur's Gate. So that's okay. It was good though. I'm glad. I appreciate the advice. So thank you guys for that. That was good. And I'm actually having fun in a video game. Can you believe that? I like me playing a video game. It's been years, bro. It's been like well, it hasn't been years, but it's been a long time, I feel like, since I've played a video game and enjoyed it. But I don't know. I'm having a good time. I think you guys were right about changing the party up and seeing how that goes. So I'm glad I did that. I do miss my wizard though. I do miss casting spells, especially if I hit level 5, I can't not have fireball, right? That's just the way it is, man. Once you have access to fireball, what are you doing if you're not using fireball? Welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the VOD. Yeah, thanks, Ash. I appreciate that. You make your unused character into druids. They can spam Goodberry to trivialize long rest restrictions. That's true. Now, here's the thing. Can you really make them into druids? Like, morally? Can you really morally take away Will's eldritch powers or whatever? Can you really take away Gale? I'm trying to think of another different character I'm not using. Wait, shit. Can you really take away their powers in favor of just Goodberry farming, turning them into Goodberry vending machines? Really? Can't sorcerers and lore bars also learn fireball too? I have no idea. I have no clue, Nix. You might be right, but I don't know. I don't know about Baldur's Gate, man. Baldur's Gate is a weird game. Mage armor lasts all day. It's throwing me for a loop. So, what's up, Clock? Goodberry counts as 1 camp supply. If you get 4 level druids, that's 80 plus Goodberries per long rest. Now, the thing is, I loot everything. So where I am in the game, I'm level 4. I did all of the first bit of Act 1. the camp, or the village. I did a north up to getting Karlach and the Paladins, and I've done the Goblin camp. So I haven't done anything north of that. Don't know what's up yet on there. I haven't done anything in the Underdark. I didn't do the swamp or the Hag's Hut or whatever. And I have like 6,000 gold. And I've run out of vendors. I sucked the Tiefling vendor dry before they left. Okay? They're all gone, man. They don't have any gold left. I destroyed the Druid vendor. There's nobody who I can get gold from in this game anymore. All right? Because I loot everything. And this is the way I play Baldur's Gate. This is the way I play D&D. I loot everything. If I'm in your game, I am going to be the guy that when everyone's in town, they're like, oh, we're in town, we're going to take our gold to the brothel. Oh, we're going to take our gold to the bar. Oh, I'm going to buy drinks for everybody. I'm going to buy a new magic weapon. I get into the town. I'm like, all right, boys, this is the way it's going to be. I'm going to go buy a bigger cart. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get a custom made cart, even bigger. I'm going to get 4 horses and a wagon behind the cart. Okay. The wagon is going to have food and water for the horses. The cart itself is going to be my hoard treasure stash. All right. And I take everything. And then I make a shit ton of money because every time we kill something in D&D, if I'm playing, I'll be like, I'm going to take the weapons. DM's like, okay, whatever. I'm going to take the weapons. They have anything else in them? Yeah, they have some silver. I'll take it. Copper. I'll take it. I'll look around. We go into like we go into a cobalt mine. I'm like, hey, does any of the mining equipment look like it's not completely rusted and destroyed? Like well, what percentage of the mining equipment is usable? Right? Like I'll fish for it too. I won't say, does the mining equipment look usable? I'll say, what percentage of it looks usable? Because the DM is likely to say, if you say, is the mining equipment look usable? They'll say, no, it's all rusted and destroyed. But if you say, hey man, what percentage of it is usable? DM might say, yeah, like 20%. I'm like, okay, great. So, you know, if I'm just scouring looking for usable mining equipment, how many like pickaxes and shovels and, you know, tongs and whatever else you might find down there, blacksmithing supplies do I find? DM might be like, you find like, I don't know, like 12 picks and like 5 shovels that are usable. Great. I'm taking, guys, be right back. Take your short rest right here. Just sit down, make a little campfire in the cave. Don't know where that's going. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put all the stuff that I just got in the, I waddle out encumbered. And I drop all my shit, and then once we get home back to the town, I go and I sell all of it, and I make a shit ton of money. Okay, and then I enter my true phase, which is treasure goblin. All right, I just buy expensive things and invest in D&D, and I have so much gold by the end of the game, I don't know what to do with it. So I'm doing the same thing in Baldur's Gate. I loot every single bookshelf. I take every single thing that can be picked up. Basically, I take every barrel full of anything explosive and I immediately send it to camp, except for Shadowheart. She's my barrel honey. I don't know. Shadow Honey became the barrel honey, so she's just carrying a whole bunch of explosives for when I need to set up fights. And that's how I play. So I just have so much fucking gold in this game. It's not even funny. I even bought the best equipment I could for everyone. Everyone has the best equipment they can get from the vendors. And I still have like 6,000 gold at the beginning of the game. So DD was never moral. You're right, Maro. Of course you are. Hirelings exist. You can just hire Goodberry vending machines. But how does that work, Ashley? Because the last time I tried to like talk to the like Withered Jim, and I asked him like, hey man, can I get a hireling? He's like, of course you can, but first you need to dismiss a party member. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that because that's annoying. So I just left. So I still don't know how hirelings really work. Baldur's Gate 3 never gave me the D&D itch again, so I'm gonna work on some campaign I'll never get to play. Clock, what are you talking about? Just recruit some players, bro. If you got no friends that play D&D, then make friends that play D&D. And if you can't make friends that play D&D, then just post an LFG Reddit and say, hey guys, I got a D&D campaign. Who the fuck wants to play? You'll get players, you know? What's up, Soja? How's it going? When the camp blows, it's gonna reach the stratosphere. Oh, dude, like I went and did the Draw Ragslin fight. I did the Draw Ragslin fight, and I didn't take any damage. I put a bunch of explosive barrels around and a bunch of firewine barrels, and then I cast grease on the fire on like the two like fire pit brazier things, ignited the grease, blew the entire thing up, killed every goblin, put Dro Ragzlin down to 3, sneak attack, kill him. Like, this is the way I like to play Baldur's Gate. When I then like that aggroed the entire camp. So then when I came in from the south part of the goblin camp, I just lined the bridge with explosive barrels and kited the entire camp onto the bridge. And then, so like, dude, you just pick up everything, man. You pick up everything. And that's the whole way you play Baldur's Gate. At least for me, anyway. My camp chest contains like 9% of all items possible in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, exactly, bro. Is there actually, by one, do you know if there's a limit to what your camp chest can carry or can hold or whatever? You just send them to the camp. He means active party. So what happens when you get a hireling? Yeah, I mean, I know he means like active party, but like, so if I dismiss somebody and I get like, what is the recruiting process? Like, do you go into the character creator and make a character? Or how does that work? And then is that just a character that you have? Or is it like this little goblin dude that runs up and waddles up and you just throw him at a problem and watch him die? Like how does one do this shit? Do you sing Grease Lightning as you did it? No, because I'm not 75 years old. So yeah, I'm not 75. So unfortunately I did not sing Grease Lightning because yeah, but I should have. You're right. Love the bridge. The bridge is great, man. Let's just hope that nothing bugs out. Yeah, that's because I've just been just sending every explosive barrel I can find. I already am encumbered on Karlach and Shadowheart basically because they have so many barrels of explosives on them. I just send it all to camp. So there's one hireling for each class. They have no story and are pre-gens, but you can still respec / reclass them. So just fixed appearances. Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. So what do you use hirelings for? Or would you just get a bunch of hirelings and respec them to Goodberry vendors? But also, the point I was trying to make is since I pick up everything, I have way too many camp supplies. So like, is there really a reason? Do camp supplies like strain at any point in time? Are you like stressed out? Are you sitting there sweating like you're in the Underdark or some shit? You're I don't know. You're just worried that you don't have enough supplies? Is that what's the point, man? You can't probably search the chest. Pain in the seat fat. Look, who needs to search the chest when you know everything in there is just explosives? So cannon fodder. So have you guys taken like, could you in theory take a party of 3 hirelings, right? Make them their own little group, send them on an adventure to go kill some dudes, go and like kill like a couple of the boss's minions, and then get your party to come in after they've been killed, long gone. Get your party to come in and like clean it up. Is that what people use them for? Like how you get all my references when calling me old for making them? No, it's not. Listen. I was part of the generation, Sam, that still appreciated stuff from the 20th century, that from the 1900s. I was still oh god, I was part of the generation that still appreciated things from the 1900s. So which we can call it that now because we're basically 20 something years into the next century, so we can call it the 1900s. But because I was born in the late 1900s. So I still appreciate, and Grease holds a special place in my heart, Sam, because Grease was something that Ella loved when we started dating, because she loved musicals and shitty entertainment. So like, I liked Ella so much that I let her sit me through High School Musical. I watched Grease with her. I liked Ella so much that I went to see Hairspray live with her. Thankfully, I cured her of her love of musicals. Thankfully. And got her into World of Warcraft instead. So, you know, I'm very familiar with Grease. It was one of her favorites. So yeah, I don't know. What I haven't used any hirelings yet. I don't know if I will. It sounds like a lot of effort because then you have to go dismiss a party member, and you go to Gale and you're like, hey Gale, you mind if you sit in camp for a bit? I need to do something. And he's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, I question the wisdom of that, man. But look, if you're sure, you're sure. Are you sure? I'm like, look, Gale, can you just please get fucking like, why is there no right click dismiss? Why the fuck is there no right click dismiss on party members? I'm upset about this. So I don't know. I'll probably get Gale again because I'm not using. I don't really find Karlach to be that good. I wanted to use her for a bit because she was a new party member. So I gave her a bunch of like good gear and an axe and whatever. But I don't know. Barbarians are kind of lame. I find. I don't know. They don't do anything cool. They don't do anything that really sets anything up or whatever. They just hit things, and I don't know. That's fine, I guess, if you like it. But I feel like Baldur's Gate is not a game where you can count on like just hitting things. So. Counter argument, all hirelings talk with their Wither's soul draw. Wait, really? They all of them? Oh. Well, that changes it. Are they all like old? Or are they just culty? Bards are lame but do great damage. Maybe I should just respec Karlach to be my wizard. Because Karlach is a better character than Gale to have in your party. Is there anything that happens in game, is the question, that makes it thematically weird if Karlach is not a barbarian? You know, any like, oh no, the rocks are falling and Karlach catches one and throws it or whatever. Like weird stuff to happen if you're a wizard, you know? Different VAs, but wizards playing a DMPC in your party. Oh man, DMPCs in Baldur's Gate. I thought I escaped this in my own game. To which I'm still not sure what a DMPC is really, because I still am unsure if I play DMPCs or if I play NPCs. You know, like I never understand when people say DMPC if I'm guilty of DMPCing or if I'm just a great fucking DM man that everybody wants to play with. Everybody's like, Evan, when are you playing your next game? I would pay to get in your next game, bro. Come on, you're the shit, man. Knowing full well they've never seen me play D&D before. So, you know, the only time anyone's ever seen me play D&D on stream is when I played with Ella. And let's face it, that wasn't really great D&D. That was kind of memes. So, does your NPC have a character sheet that have an integral part of the plot and combat? Yes. Yes. So my NPCs are Mass Effect NPCs. If you play, Vidi, have you played Mass Effect? I think I just assumed you had, but if you played Mass Effect, like you're taking breaking the rules in combat for plot. Oh no, fuck that. No. They're my NPCs are supporting characters. DMPCs are supposed to be like an NPC that DM controls and spends a big portion of time with the players. Yeah, so I do that. But I give my party, like, my party, for example, recruited Rosa. They were like, hey, they did a quest for Rosa, and they were like, hey, you're being hunted by your family. Do you want to come with us? Because, you know, you can come adventuring with us. We'll protect you from your, like, evil family and, like, the assassins and shit, and you can help us kill things. And Rosa, I was like, would she go with them? I guess she would. Okay, sure. So then Rosa became an NPC that they, like, you know, I had to rebalance combat because the players were like, oh, Rosa, you're gonna come fight this with us, right? And I'm like, Rosa suggests she stays in the camp. The party's like, no, man, Rosa, get out here. We're like, okay, I'll balance for a party of 5 instead of 4. That's fine. It's not an issue, not a problem. Yeah, my NPCs are all the ones that I think could be qualified as DMPCs are all Mass Effect style. So, like, for instance, Ella and Dashto played a what I have coined a Mass Effect D&D style game because I'm so fucking cool, man. God, I'm cool. So what they did is they played a 2-person D&D game, and you know how lame it is to make combat for 2 people, and how lame it is to do combat when there's only 2 people. So I gave them basically the option to recruit NPCs to their, like, ship, more or less, and they did all the time. They like they were constantly asking NPCs to join their little crew thing, and there's kind of a subtle understanding with me and them that they couldn't take more than 2 people on a mission. Kind of like a in-game rule that was just sort of understood. They weren't gonna say, we have 6 NPCs with us, let's take all of them on the mission with us, because that would make combat really weird and not fun for any of us. So basically they always just selected. They're like, okay, we're going on this stealth mission, cool, Calypso, Sebek, you're coming with us, you know, the rest of you stay home. You know, the next mission, it's like, great, Yame and Boris, the 2 of you want to come with us. you know. And that it worked. It was awesome, and the party loved them. So my NPCs, my DMPCs are supporting characters that are there to be interacted with to help the party. Like if the party's ever feeling like, oh god, we don't know where to go, they might be like, hey, Rosa, what do you think of the local area? Do you have any suggestions on where we should go? And like, I kind of understand sometimes it's them asking a person in game, and sometimes it's them asking me. And I think you have to play DMPCs like that aren't, or NPCs. I don't know. See, I don't know, because DMPC is a bad term. But I don't know. Would you guys consider that a DMPC? But yeah. So for my DMPCs or DM NPCs, whatever you want to call them, I kind of had to understand if the party was asking me for a question or if they were trying to ask the NPC for a question. You know. NPCs has their own motivations that might line up with the party for a short time. DMPCs feel the same. We just agree to be party members in our team forever. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, some of it was like their motivations lined up for the entire game. Like, I don't think any of the DMPCs in our Star Wars game left, for instance. But Guapi? Wait, what about Guapi? Why Guapi? Guapi's not a DMPC. Wait, Guapo, are you just a second account from somebody else? Are you Thorkin's alt? Are you a Thorkin DMPC for my stream? Did I not realize that this entire time? Ah, shit. All right. But anyway, I'm having a good time in Baldur's Gate. I want to include more sort of Baldur's Gate style NPCs for my game, with my party for the next game anyway. I want to make NPCs that are like really a core part of the storytelling and make the story better. You know, like for instance, in the Star Wars game, like Yame is Ella's apprentice. Yame is Ella's Padawan. So Yame fills a supporting role for Ella as a character. And so I always think what supporting role does the NPC fill, and how does it make the player's game more interesting? You know, Boris is a total like bro. He's like the agrees to anything bro. So he's Dashto's like yes man. You know, and Dashto's like, hey man, we need to get more guns. Boris is like, yeah, all right. I'm good. I'll go shopping for more guns. You know. And so all the NPCs that I have in my party, all the DMPCs, if I'm running a game that's heavy in that, will all have a role to play. They'll enhance the storytelling in some way. They'll add flavor to the group that the group is missing. Because like one thing about playing in like that game with Dashto and Ella's a great player, but she's not the most active player. She likes to let other people sort of you know, have their moments and stuff. She's very good at like highlighting other players when they're doing cool stuff. Dashto's a very like quiet player. He doesn't speak a whole lot in D&D, and so when you have two players, like a very passive player and a like kind of passive player, sometimes you need somebody to like carry a conversation with them, and having like a cast of NPCs that they can talk to and be like, hey, what do you think about this so and so, or like, hey, do you want to talk to the person instead? It actually helped the game quite a bit. And I don't know, like I'm not sure if it's bad, like, because DMPCs are always considered to be bad things, but I feel like a lot of the times that people describe what a DMPC is, I feel like I do that in my games. But you know, I obviously don't think it's a bad thing, because my party's always been very well receptive to it. They've received them and enjoyed them. Spotify scuffed. Oh god, it is scuffed again. Why Spotify keep getting so? I don't change it at all when I'm off stream. I intentionally don't muss the window. All right, thank you, Busy. Please tell me you have a Mordrin NPC. Who is Mordrin? Who or what is a Mordrin? And how do I get one? Thorn's been controlling me the entire time. Yeah, there's huge implications. Yeah, true. True. I knew the mods were just all Thorkin in disguise. Came in here, decided that my stream needed to be more French, and is slowly normalizing speaking French in my chat. First he makes up a story about somebody who lives in Paris being one of my mods. Next, he's just gonna start casually talking to Guapo in French, talking to himself on his alt account in French. Disgusting. But also, I appreciate the hustle. The grind is not an easy one, but Thorkin's on it. Bonjour. I don't think they're necessarily bad. I think they, in the hands of a poor DM, they can overtake the story in game, but I don't think it's bad. So I think, like, if we get down to the crux of why people don't like DMPCs, it's basically an accusation of the DM is taking away and not highlighting player characters because the DM wants to be the hero. That's like, that to me is the core complaint of the DMPC. The DMPC is the DM self-insert hero character that gets to be the guy because the DM wants to be the guy. The DM doesn't like the party being the guy, so the DM wants to be the guy themselves. I think that's the core. The problem is when people that say like, oh, well, all DMPCs are bad then because every time a DM includes a DMPC, it's just them trying to be the guy. I don't know, man. I think that's just a problem of like bad DMs as opposed to just like the problem with a DM having it like vast amounts of NPCs in the game, which I guess then if you want to say, okay, well, let's rebrand the accusation of a DMPC to being a self-insert, you know, like sort of Vidi said, then I guess I don't have any DMPCs. I have NPCs that are very involved in the story, that are very beloved by the party and fill a role and a niche in the party that maybe other players could fill, but they don't because we just don't have enough players or no players of that style or whatever. But it's not necessarily it's not a thing that takes away from the players. You know, if you ask Dashto or Ella what their favorite part of our Star Wars game would be, they would say the characters. They both said as much to me anyway. So I guess I feel like we need a better name than just like the accusation of DMPC, you know? Maybe we don't. Maybe it's a good effective term because it implies a certain type of NPC and not just like, because it implies like a DM player character and not a DM NPC, right? Our Seeker's out. I mean, my Seeker's out. Ah, shit. Damn it. I knew the mods were out to get me. I think some of it depends on how the DMs themselves are. I put a character in your party because I also want to be a player versus, hey, you guys like this NPC and recruited them, so I fleshed them out for you. Yeah, which was Rosa. Like, Rosa, for instance, was not going to be a character that for that game that Rosa was a NPC in, I was not expecting to have the party recruit any NPCs. The party was big enough that it didn't occur to me that they'd ever want to recruit anybody. You know? So when they did, I was a little surprised. I'll be honest. I was not expecting it. But it worked out. I mean, Rose was a great character. And like, and Dasher, Ella, and Jack all said that they missed be playing with Rosa. And like, that's such a nice compliment to have from my players when they say that they liked some NPC so much that like they miss them from that game. Right? So like canonically, I'm adding in all the Star Wars NPCs that Dashto and Ella loved. I'm adding in all of them in various ways so that they have a place in Eldara as well. And they have the exact same personality, the exact same sort of story, but that they have an eternal spot in Eldara that Dashto and Ella can go talk to. Like for instance, you know, when we played the game on stream, like I don't know if anybody here was here for that or if anyone saw it, but Ella took like she took a soldier with her. I don't remember exactly why, but she took a soldier with her, and the soldier name was Boris, and he had this kind of like Kiwi accent, and everybody in chat was like, why is everyone playing this weird yes man Kiwi soldier dude as an NPC that goes on this adventure with Ella? And it's because that was for Ella. That wasn't for anybody but Ella. Because Boris in her Star Wars game, Boris was a Republic trooper, and Ella was a Jedi. And so initially the Boris was like assigned to Ella as like a bodyguard going down into the depths of Coruscant because he knew the area really well. And Ella Ella and Dasho liked Boris so much that they basically said, hey, do you want to come with us on this, like, do you want to finish this story with us, basically, you know, do you want to finish the mission? And Boris is like, okay, like, and so they talked to Boris's like captain or whatever and got a transfer. And so like that NPC then exists now in Eldara in much the same form that it did in the Star Wars game, for nobody's benefit but Ella's, because Boris was one of her closest friends in that game, and she missed him in our other D&D games. And same thing happened with the party met a couple of NPCs from that game as well. In our home game, they met Sebek and Calypso, and they'll have a chance to meet the rest of them, you know? So, am I an alt account? Are you, Morrow? I thought you were my alt account. Fuck. I thought that you were the AI alt account that I set up to agree with me on everything in chat, that I could farm trues off of. Because, like, view botting for streamers is a no-no, but no one ever said that creating alt account AI bots to agree with you and also view bot was a bad thing. Right? Right? Shit, my secret's out. Now people know what the Project Evangeline account is for. I think it's poor tautological language. Wait, what does tautological mean? DMPC is an NPC where DMs forcibly self-insert, so all DMPCs are bad because we define them as bad. Yeah, so it's like, what? It's kind of why I would prefer a more specific term, you know? The DMPC isn't bad, it's an NPC. Fair. So the party doesn't kill the big bad and then goes into a cutscene where the DM NPC goes and RP's killing the big bad and the glory that follows, right? Yeah, I mean, that's obviously bad, but like, these are, to be honest, and okay, I actually don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel very strongly that a lot of the problem players in D&D don't actually exist. It's like the story of the DM that has a self-insert character that becomes the hero and takes away all the glory from the party member. I actually don't think that person exists as a mythological creature in the D&D sphere that's like a problem. I think that's probably like one guy, you know? It's something that I learned from streaming. The term is being one guide. All right, it's where a streamer will like, imagine a big streamer that has a chat that's just going really fast. And the streamer, everybody in the chat's just like, oh man, that's so cool. Good job, bro. Like, oh, that's awesome. But one guy is just like, you suck, idiot, you know? And then the streamer's just like, oh my God, my chat's so toxic. All these people on the internet, like, complaining about the way I play this game or something like that. It's like, bro, it's not all the people on the internet. It's not all of your chat. You just got one guide, you know? And if you sort of allow that one guy to become something that you like talk about, you're like, man, we need to talk about toxicity on the internet. It's like, do we, or did you just get one guide? I feel like that's the truth for D&D. Maybe I'm wrong, and like, legitimately tell me if you think I'm wrong. I don't think that there's actually that like, I don't think problem players and problem DMs are actually that big of a problem. I think the vast majority, 98% of D&D players and 98% of DMs are actually pretty cool people that just want to have a good time. And that the idea of like problem players, like, oh, we need a term to describe DMs that are self-inserting assholes, so we're going to use to create the term DMPCs or whatever. I feel like it's a little bit of an overreaction to something that isn't a problem. I feel like it probably happens like very rarely, and it's more of an issue of that guy was an asshole than, boy, DMPCs are a problem in modern day D&D, you know? Like, I don't know. Do you guys think that's there's legitimacy to that opinion, or do you think that's like, nah, Evan, there's like a lot, like there's a lot more problem players than you think. It's like tough to get good groups out there, you know? Because I've never had a series of bad experiences to the point where I have like considered it to be a problem, you know? Now, I might be very biased because I control my settings so well, right? As the DM, I don't play with people that I don't like enjoy playing with. I'm not forced ever to play with people I don't know or whatever or anything like that. So that's why I'm willing to be wrong about this, because I understand that I have a very sort of, not biased, but I don't know, a viewpoint or a perspective that is very charmed, let's just say. where I'm never without D&D players and I never have to play with players that are problems. It's never like, oh, do we play with the asshole? Because if we don't play with the asshole, 3 players are going to leave. And so we have to tolerate playing with the asshole. Otherwise, you know, like I've never had that debate or that problem. But I also am of the opinion that I'd rather play no D&D than bad D&D with like assholes. But so often when I hear people talk about these bad stories, I'll ask a very basic question of like, oh, why didn't you just leave the group? They're like, well, you know, it's like that was the only people like would play D&D with me, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'd rather not play D&D at all than play with a bunch of dicks. I don't know. Is that an unpopular opinion? So true, facts for real. Yeah, thank you, Mar. Your programming is yeah, so true, bestie. Yeah, thanks, Ashy. I'm glad your AI started to generate real takes. Big brain. One guy to rule them all. It's more of a problem in hobby shops and conventions where you play with people you don't know. What percentage of players do you think play at hobby shops and at conventions? Is this like a large population that I'm just not aware of? Because if you had the stat, the sheet in front of you, there was amount of players that play D&D, players that play in home games with their friends versus players that play pickup games at hobby shops or like online LFG forums or conventions, I would say that it would be 99.6% home games. That it is almost a non-existent sliver of people that only play in hobby shops or the people that play at all in hobby shops, conventions, and online LFGs. I would like that's how weighted I would say it is. I wouldn't even be a singular percentage of the D&D player base that plays in these kind of settings where you're going to have problem players, you know. But is it actually do you think a larger, is it like, no, it's like 20% or like 50% even? Because I don't know. Like I played in a game store, like I ran game store D&D for a long time. I worked at a game store for years. I worked at the biggest game store in Canada, the biggest square footage game store in all of Canada, in Calgary, Alberta, for years. And I ran D&D and I did Magic stuff. And I did World of Warcraft trading card game. I was actually originally hired to be their World of Warcraft trading card game guy and Pokemon. But then when the game got canceled, I just became another Magic monkey. Which is fine. I like Magic. Magic's great, I think. I don't know. Wizards hire me, please. I want to do a Magic card. And I felt like the amount of people that I saw play D&D in the store versus the amount of people that I saw come in and like buy a book one time or buy some dice was just such a non-existent, minuscule population, right? That it almost seems like what the point I'm trying to make is like, I don't know if it deserves the attention it gets. Definitely people like to like put their hot takes about problem D&D players. And so I think it seemed like a bigger problem than it is, because a lot of content creators and a lot of like TikTokers or Twitter accounts or whatever talk about D&D, they all want to put their 2 cents in to sound like they're reasonable and balanced and like, you know, good dudes. But I legitimately feel like it's not actually as big of an issue as anyone makes it out to be. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. But I don't know, man. Again, I don't know. I have a very slanted opinion here, where I've never had to play in like those settings. I have played in those settings, but I never had to play in those settings. So whenever a player is like an asshole or whatever, I would just leave. I would just leave. I think there's lots of players that you don't necessarily get along with that don't play the game the way you want to play it, but I don't think that necessarily makes them assholes, if that makes sense. My DM has a DMPC that we enjoy interacting with. However, we have a player that we just don't mesh with when he does play. So it's been a balancing act of trying to play with him when he makes it very hard not to hit him in game. Well, why do you play with him? Like actually, like he's a legit question, and I want to, I'm honestly asking you, and I want you to give me an honest answer. I mean, if you want, you can just say fuck off. And so I'm honestly asking you, why do you play with a player like that is difficult to play with? Is it like what is stopping somebody in the group from just saying, look, bro, we love you, you're our friend, but we don't mesh well in D&D together, and so let's stay friends and not play D&D together. All right, not every friend has to play every game together. There's plenty of friends that I won't play Diablo 3 with because they're slow and dumb. All right, I love Dashto and Mike to death. My bros, Dashto and Mike, I love them to death. I would eat Arby's for them. Okay, that's how much I love them. but I will not play Diablo 3 with them because they're slow and dumb. And I'm not playing Diablo 3 when I'm trying to go, get to level 60 or level 70 and get your like season journey done by 11 p.m. on season night. I'm not going to wait for their dumbasses to be like, oh, what's this item do? I wonder if it's good. And so to stay friends, I don't play Diablo 3 with them. All right. There's certain friends of mine that are really bad at World of Warcraft. And in order to not be, you know, to stay friends with them, I don't play World of Warcraft with them. On the other end, I'm really bad at like League of Legends. I'm like a gold platinum player. And so there's some friends of mine that we can queue together, but I won't play with them because I will just make them mad. And I think that's fine with D&D too. I think legitimately saying like, yo, you know, our play styles are not, don't mesh here. So let's stay really good friends and just not play D&D. Or if you're not good friends with them, then you just say fuck off. Like then it's easy. You know, like what is stopping people from doing that in D&D as a whole? I've never understood this, but I want to because it's a big problem. It feels like a lot of people have that player in their group, and I'm like, why is that player in everyone's group? You know, there's a group with one guy is like, or wait, where one guy is like, can my friend join? And then they're that one guy. Then you just kick them. You're like, yeah, sure, your friend can join. Your friend doesn't work. You're out. You know. Made a lot of our D&D group at the game store. That's cool. I like that. That's awesome. That's I really like hearing stories about like game store groups becoming home groups. That always whenever I see a group of people meet at the game store and start playing together, especially if I ran the game for them, and then I find out like a year later that group's still playing D&D. That like, I don't know. It's like a really, that hits me on a heartstring that I can't explain why that makes me so happy to hear when people say that. What if it has something to do with how many folks have started playing online that need to have a word to explain them? Because if somebody does that to you IRL, you just stop playing. Yeah. Fortunately, not everyone has the level of self-esteem to take that criticism. But the thing is, then if they don't like that, then that kind of sucks. To me, that's a really good friend test, Nix. If you tell somebody that you're like, hey man, love you to death, but we don't mesh well in D&D together, so let's stay friends and not play. And if they lose their mind, I think that's like great because they outed themselves. They were going to out themselves as a bad friend sooner or later. And if they did right then and there and your friendship blew up, it's like, to me, that's fine because it was going to happen eventually. Started fine, but his bestie is also in the game, so we have to balance out the backseat DMing / wanting to bonk everything. And the new person who isn't applying herself, we do mention his attitude. He's going to complain to her, just complain in general, make a fuss of it. So do you think the other player would leave then if so and so like was kicked out? Because yeah, that is tough when that's like, okay, well, that's not one player out of your 6 players, that's 2 players out of your 6 players or whatever. So I understand that it's a problem, but still, I still feel like that, like well, what's the alternative? You're gonna suffer through a bad player? That's good that you guys are meeting and talk about it. That's more aware than like self-aware than most groups are. I think that's, if you guys can actually like talk about these kind of problems at the table and like figure them out, that's awesome. So good on you guys for doing that. Well, either way, I understand it's complicated, but I think it's difficult but not complicated, if that makes sense. It's difficult to kick people out, but it's not necessarily a complex issue. But it's hard. So I do hope you guys figure it out. I hope you all have, because like even the problem player still deserves to have a good time playing D&D. That's one of the reasons why I think that it's like sometimes better to kick people like that out of your group so they can find a group. And especially like in doing so, you make them not just the problem, you make them not evil. So like a way that I've worded it before is I've said like, hey man, I'm not running the kind of D&D you want to play. And some people are like, what are you talking about, Evan? I love the game. And I'm like, no. Like, you're constantly trying to like correct me. You're constantly rules lawyering this. You're constantly like doing this stuff, right? And they're like, wow, no, I don't do that. I'm like, we both know you do it. And I'm not saying that you're bad for doing it, but that means that you feel like I'm inadequate in some way because you're trying to like fix the game for me, right? And you give them an out to not be a villain. They're like, well, yeah, I'm just trying to help out. And you're like, great, I know you are. And I think that you deserve to have a DM that you can like respect their decisions because you find them to be like a well-informed, like rules, whatever DM. I'm not that DM for you. And honestly, you're stressing me out in my game too. So neither of us want to play with each other, really. We both want to play D&D and neither of us want to, I don't want to find a new player and you don't want to find a new group, but I think we're going to do that. so that it makes us both happy. And you give people an out to not just be a villain. You're like, you deserve to have great D&D too, bro, and you're not happy in this game because of, you know, these are the issues that you're doing. You bring up their issues, but not as issues. You bring up their issues that they have as responses to problems that like, you try and empathize with them and be like, why are they acting this way? Well, they're acting this way, you know, if they like talk too much and like are controlling and whatever, it's like, okay, so you don't think that other party members are like moving the story along, and thus you're trying to like do this all yourself. And they're like, yeah, man, you justify their actions for them in the way that they have justified their own actions to themselves. And then you acknowledge it's a problem and tell them that's why you're not playing D&D together. It's very like I said, it's very simple. It's not complicated, but it's hard to do. Play with this shit DM, the player who cheats, the lolly creeper player. Ooh, not the lolly creep play. Ugh, I've never had that at my table. Okay. Oh God. And so many more one guys in people's home groups. Quitting that group was the best D&D decision I've ever made. Sometimes it's actually kind of funny, Blaze, that a lot of those one guys, a lot of the one guys, you're like, well, it's not one guy, Evan, it's an entire group. The thing is, a lot of times they attract themselves in D&D. They like, if there's one, one guy will attract the two guy, and then you have the two guys. And there's nothing worse. The only thing worse than having one guy in your group is having two guys in your group. Ugh. God, it's so brutal, man. All right, today I want to work on our player concept, player race choice concepts for a little bit, and then we might do some bullshit later. I don't know, but I wanted to start playtesting some things in the game soon, and part of that is having player options for people to choose from and be able to select and actually start playing with them. So I want to release by the end of the summer. I want to release 5 different races and 1 class, maybe 2 classes that are Eldara specific classes, Teleria specific races that people can play with in their home games if they so choose, and we can begin to play testing this stuff. Because I felt for a long time that nobody actually wanted to play with this kind of stuff, but I had a talk actually recently with one of my artist friends. She's a much bigger art streamer than me. She gets like into the hundreds kind of thing. So it's still a small streamer on Twitch, but big for an art streamer. And she was like, you know, hey, why aren't like you talk about all this stuff with your announcements during your anniversary stream, like where is it at? And I was like, basically I was being a little bitchy baby about it and being like, I don't know if people are gonna want to play it, I don't know if people are gonna want to do this or whatever. And she was like, look, Evan, you don't know if anyone wants to play with your stupid mechanics or your stupid rules or your stupid like art or whatever. And I was like, yeah, exactly. And she was like, but you have to act as if somebody fucking does. Because if you don't take yourself seriously, like somebody wants to play your stuff and you need to release it so they can play it, nobody will do that for you. And I was like, shit, you're right. So I'm just gonna release it, and if people want to play it, great. If people don't want to play it, that's fine. I'm just gonna release it and see what happens. So we're gonna get concept art for each of them. We're gonna get the classes done, and I need to get going on this project then, man. Then you have 5 guys, and it's a whole ordeal. Once you have 5 guys, it's just a thing, isn't it, Soja? It's a certified situation when you have a group of 1 guys. We don't want that to happen because she's expressed wanting to play, and hopefully you like, that's the thing. You just got to trust that she might recognize that, like, hey, yeah, you're welcome at the table, even though you're friends with this person. You don't have to leave, and that's like important to make sure that person isn't a villain when they leave the game. Then, you know. There's this one guy I refuse to play with anymore. So if a new group starts and he's in, I'm like, nope. Do you mean one guy as in like one dude in your friend circle or in your circle? Or do you mean a one guy as in a like an archetypical one guy, like the glasses adjusting rules lawyer, or the like cat ear wearing like anime larper or whatever? Like is one guy an actual person, or is it a one guy? Because there are lots of one guys I won't play with my D&D games either. But I'm not sure if what you're referring to here. That was all in one group, but one of the players was multiple of the one guys. Holy shit. If you have one person who's multiple one guys, that's like, that person becomes the Omni guy. Cause like I have played with the Omni guy before. The Omni guy, in this case, he was the anime waifu pervy weirdo. He was the rules lawyer. He was the dirty, unshowered trenchcoat wearer, and he was the tries to hit on all the girls in the party He was 4 one guys all in one dirty trench coat. He was the Omni guy. At that point in time, when you see the Omni guy, all you can do is like fall to your knees and pray to Anarius. That's all I can do, man. You just not come back anymore? Yeah, what did you do, Blaze? I think most DD players have one guy story, so it is an issue. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe you're actually, that's a good point, Nix. It's like, what percentage then of people have a one guy story? But here's the thing that I would question, Nix. A lot of times when I hear people complain about one guy in stream chat, a lot of times, and I don't call people on this because I never know. You never know. Someone's like, oh, my DM is so toxic. It's like, maybe. It's not my job to defend your DM. You're talking about how you have a toxic DM here. I'm here to listen and make you feel better. That's like my role in this conversation if you come in here and want to complain about your GM. But sometimes people will complain about stuff with a player, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like an issue of that player being a one guy. That sounds like you two are different players, you know? And so I do wonder how many people have a legitimate one guy story, or if they just played with a group that didn't necessarily like if you're playing with a group of players that are beer and pretzels, Cheetos eating, you know, spell slinging, dwarf barbarian dungeon crawlers that all they want to do is combat. They're second edition AD&D players, and you're like, so here's my backstory. My character's name is Lilac, and he's a half-elf drow, and they're like, I don't care. Roll for initiative, idiot. And you're like, oh, they didn't like my story. You know, it's like, okay, well, you didn't play with a toxic D&D group. You played with the wrong D&D group. So if that person's one guy story is about that D&D group, I think to myself, that's not a them problem. That was a you problem, and you both played with the wrong players. So it's like, what percentage of people have a legitimate one guy story? But if enough players do have a one guy story, then yeah, I guess it is more of a problem than you think. You are right about that. That's a good point. That's a good way of ascertaining the average, but also are we slanted because most of us are hardcore D&D playing nerds online? Are most D&D players just like they never think to look up D&D on Twitch or wherever? They're never in a forum talking about D&D. They're never on Reddit, you know. Another issue I have with the 2 people out of the 6 of us, it's myself and one other who decided to make our notes viewable the entire party. But the last session was horrible because our newbie kept pulling the what's going on, what's happened. I wasn't there last session when it was expressed to look at the notes. Like, bro, we spent so much time on it, please use it. That's like that to me, yeah, that's tough. But again, it's not complicated, it's just tough. It's not complicated because how do you solve that situation? One player's not looking at their notes. I had this problem in my game. One of my players kept asking me, what's happening? I don't remember. Why are we here? And I kept asking her, what do your fucking notes look like? And I asked her that enough times until she said, Evan, I don't have notes. And I'm like, then make notes or stop fucking asking me. And then last game, she started making notes, and it was awesome. It was fucking sick. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. So there you go, man. It's hard to like confront people, especially friends, but it's not complicated. That's the thing to remember, I guess. One guy's a person I won't play D&D with, but I'm a regular in another group where the DM's friend is the one guy. Oh, that does suck. Like that's the one place where it's kind of hard to manage a one guy, is if the one guy is the DM's friend. It's like the old World of Warcraft Guildmaster's wife dilemma. That's tough, Nix. That's actually tough. That is complicated and difficult. I showed my own Baldur's Gate stream with Doritos pizza and loot everything in sight. You are the toxic player, Ashy, in your own Baldur's Gate game. You're the person who's delaying the game for the entire party, being like, no guys, we have to loot. Party's like, come on man, I want to like kill some goblins. You're like, no, we have to loot the barrels. How can you be so toxic for your own D&D stream, Ashy, for a video game that you're playing solo? Or with Allner, I guess. That's the question. How could you possibly be so toxic? I'm impressed and disappointed, but mostly impressed. Do you play the same Omni Guy player? He was the furry, scaly, lollipur, smelly rules lawyer cheater with the most non-campaign oriented character who doesn't fit in anywhere else. Oh. I don't know, man. Like, how many true Omni guys are there, do you think? Do you think the Omni guy is actually a problem? Like a legitimate problem that we need to figure out as a D&D collective, how to minimize the effect of the Omni guy? Or is this like not an issue? What's our image size here? 24 by 16, 300. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, Hot Bunny boys and Hot Bunny girls, let's go. I want to release 6 different Eldara specific races for the upcoming initial like alpha first wave release of Eldara content. I want to do 6 different player options for your race, your origin, a couple of backgrounds for Eldara specifically, which might not be used because I understand that's not like, it's like setting specific. And then let's do this. There we go. And then a couple of classes. At least so the Sage class might not be completed. The Sage might be completed up to like level 3 or something. I think mine would be a legit one because most of our players in the DM complain about them. I mean, that's fair. I'm more posing the question, not challenging anybody's like legitimacy for their one guy to be a one guy. That's something I can't really know, you know? You can't ever know which person's the problem. It's like when your friend talks to you about how like they're like, oh, I'm breaking up with my boyfriend, and you're like, oh, that's tough, and they're like, yeah, he's like, he does all these things, and he does this and this and this, and I'm like, yeah, he does this thing. I'm like, yeah, and they're like, what an asshole, and I'm like, I don't know, he sounds like a reasonable dude. Yeah, that happened recently. People tell me about D&D player problems. I'm never gonna say it though, because that's not what anybody wants to hear. But it makes you wonder, right? It makes you think. It makes you ponder. Where's our axis? Where's our symmetrical design tool? There it is. Great. Why am I trying to do this on an angle? I should just do this flat. Okay. There we go. Now I'm smart. Well, that's it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I guess Nick's made a good point about how like so many people do have a one guy story that it can't just be nothing, you know? The only question I'd have with that is who has a one guy story? People who are like very online D&D people, or is it like an actual problem that a lot of people have? You know. Which is, I don't know. We'll never know, really, because it's hard. It's like how do you survey the average D&D player? The average D&D player is like a complicated entity. And like I think D&D is way more mainstream than a lot of people give it credit for. Like many normies play D&D and you'd never know. Maybe your doctor plays D&D. Maybe your friend's mom plays D&D. My mom plays D&D. My mom's trying to play D&D. She can't find a group. She's like, Evan, I want to find a group of players of like that are like older players. I want to play with a bunch of fucking dumbass kids. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know where a bunch of boomers find D&D groups. Book clubs? Who the fuck knows? Okay, this needs to be... This needs to be larger. This is gonna be a big... Yeah, okay, this is a big file. That's okay. That's okay. Can we do ASMR equivalent, but they're magical instead of divine? Can you do the ASMR equivalent, but they're magical instead of divine? Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, that is gonna be a thing in Eldara. They're known as the Eldari, or the Eldari Chosen. Haven't figured out a proper name for them, but they are it's like a mark or a brand that can be applied to like any race. So you can be like an Eldari human or whatever, or an Eldari elf, or a smork. Well, we don't have smorks. I forgot. Oh, fuck, I need to clean my screen. I need to clean my screen, man. I forgot to last night. I'll try and do it like every couple days, but I forgore. It's like you want your screen to be a little bit dirty. So it has a little bit of tooth to it, you know, but not too dirty. It's like painting or using a tablet right after you clean the screen kind of sucks. But like, you know, after a couple of hours, it's like pretty good, and then it gets exponentially worse as time goes on. It's like a good gaming setup. You want it to have like a small layer of filth, you know? My psych prof used to play D&D, but apparently there's a D&D group in the apartment. I've never seen them in the wild. Really? My dad plays D&D with me. Love him, but he hasn't played since first edition. Oh, that's cute. I am not going to play the D&D with my mom. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm not playing D&D with my mom. I played World of Warcraft with my mom. I played other games with her. I'm not playing fucking D&D with her. Not sitting down and being like, all right, mom, the bugbear tries to kill you. What do you do? Happy some people have that kind of vibe with their parents. I do not. But I'm happy for people that make it work. All right. We need a little filigree design on this. And all of the hardware that the Rabbit folk have. Windra silversmithing is going to be like a big component of their culture, I think. So I want them to have like a balance of like larger sort of material and then very delicate looking like natural material clothing, and then very, very delicate sort of intricate silver, some kind of enchanted silver. Like I want to be magical. I don't know how magical, but I want to be magical. It's one of those things that I think about sometimes where I'm like, what would, if you had magic, how would that have changed the medieval era? It's like, what things that we did in the medieval times would be different? What things would be cooler? How do we sell that magic is commonplace in this world? You know? My only complaints about players are those who aren't team-oriented players. Loner character types can be fine if communicated well in advance, but the DM is balancing combat for 7 people and 3 people are hiding 120 meters away. This is turbo lethal encounter for 4 players to fight. That's true. I've never had that problem, actually. I've never had players be like I've had players be like RP sort of like shy, but I've never had players be combat shy. Well, okay, not for a long time. Anyway. That does sound tragic, though. That would be annoying as hell to try and play with. If you had players that were just like, it's too dangerous, I'm scared. I'm gonna stay back. You guys kill it, please. Like, okay. Alright, Tom. The, you know, half-elf, 8'3" barbarian. Why'd you say half-elf, Evan? Because the other half is fucking ogre. Still be player/DM mismatch more than one guy, but it's still painful to have everything scaled way above pay grade. Yeah, that's That does suck. That is a certified situation. I will admit. I never had to deal with it, but that does sound tragic. I think a lot of the common complaints or problems players type things are more often than not growing pains for new players. You know, I have a story of a player that was a big problem player at one of my tables that she was not a bad person. She wasn't an asshole or anything. She just didn't understand how to play D&D and she fucked up. She fucked up when she made her character and didn't realize she could grow and change and whatever. And so she needed mentally to create a new character to get away from the previous. So we had a character leave the game. And her problem was that she didn't know how to socialize with the rest of the party because she was supposed to not like humans or elves. She was a tiefling and she was like, I'm a tiefling that does not like humans or elves or dwarves or whatever it was. And I was like, okay. I mean, that's tough because the party was 2 humans, 2 elves, and a Genasi or something. Or no, it was a Goliath. Which, let's face it, just a blue human. She was like, oh, I'm really tired of sitting in my room all the time and just being mad at the party. I'm like, well, do you want to come out and play with the party? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, maybe your character decides that they're not so bad. And maybe you want to come be a social butterfly and spread your wings and get to know the party. She's like, well, I can't do it on this character, but I'll make a new one. I'm like, okay. And then after that, she was like, I really can't believe I made a character that was antisocial, and then I complained about my character not being involved. Like, yeah, well, it happens to everybody. Don't worry about it. Because it does happen to everybody. Everybody has problems when they first start playing D&D. No one is a great player when they first start playing D&D. No one's a great player in general. Everybody's trash. You'll never be like Matt Mercer. You'll never be like Laura Bailey. You're a garbage human, garbage player. You should stop playing D&D. Ah, shit. Wait. My Redditor came out for a second there. I'm sorry. You have to excuse me. We're talking about Reddit, and then it just sort of popped out. Like I said, happens to everybody. Cleaning spray and a filthing spray. Yeah, we need both, you know? Is that why my DM is throwing mini bosses at us? Maybe. Tom was a cleric at heart. Wait, who? Oh, Tom. Yeah. Yeah, Tommy just wants to stay away. Please don't hurt my little precious cleric. I'll heal the party up after. There actually was one group that we played with in 3.5 where the strategy was to keep your paladin or cleric or whatever. I think it was a paladin cleric or hybrid out of combat. Why bits without where's the TDS? What did I look, I'm sorry, man. Whatever I did. I think it was 100 bits, but damn, bro. God. I appreciate it, though. Thank you, man. That's very kind of you, Duria. What kind of problem players do you like to play with? So I don't know, man. I think that problem players are less of a problem than the internet makes it out to be. I think we can at least agree on that. That even if one guys do exist in larger quantity, that at the very least, D&D Twitter accounts and D&D creators in general overhype the issue way too much. I think that's pretty easy to agree on. The amount of one guys that actually exist are not so catastrophic that it's a problem that we need to handle as our D&D community. Or the Matt Mercer effect. I actually have a controversial opinion on this. I don't think the Matt Mercer effect is actually a big deal. I think the Matt Mercer effect is 100% a one guy problem. because nobody has any stories about a Matt Mercer effect incident. Everybody only has stories about like a Reddit post that they read, and they all read the same problem or read post problem. So the problem players have had to deal with are husband and wife who were incapable of being ready to play. They were always late, never took notes, never paid attention. Oh, well, you know, Elle and I are trying our best, so. Yeah, ugh, playing with couples. Ugh, God, gross. That's the worst, man. When you're playing with a couple in your D&D game. Especially when they start flirting in game and you're like, oh God, please end this. Please end this now. I'm done. I'm officially done with this situation. That does sound pretty rough, though. I'll admit. Yeah, I guess maybe that's one problem that is like an epidemic is player lateness or player like lack of investment. Which makes me wonder, why do players say they want to like keep playing in a D? Why do people commit to a D&D game and say they want to be there when it's like very low on their priorities every week or whatever, you know? Well, I just wonder why people run into that problem. I never play in a group that I don't feel like I can cancel on, if that makes sense. That won't be chill about it. But I try not to. Like, I might cancel on my group tomorrow. I might. Might have to. And it sucks, but like, it's one of those things that if I'm like deeply worried about, deeply concerned about, like, oh no, it's gonna be a big thing, then I wouldn't want to play with them. But to like balance that out is I try and always be there as much as I can. Why do people commit if they don't want to, you know? Especially when the DM, it's the DM and his wife. Oh God, that's the worst, man. When the DM is playing with his wife in game, ugh. Ugh. I played with a couple once, and it was the DM and his girlfriend, and the DM's just like so apparently they got in a fight because one of the DM's like NPCs in like one of like I don't know the shady rogue or something like that, some like slime ball character was like hitting on the DM's wife's character. And the DM was all mad because his wife was like going along with it. He's like, I can't believe you'd let that guy hit on you. And she was like, that guy was you. He's like, no, it wasn't me. He's like a shady rogue. He was an asshole. I can't believe you let him hit on you like that. I obviously wasn't there for the fight, but I heard about it. Which is hilarious. But I also have like a weird, like I don't do like much romance in my D&D games, like at all. You know, does that put me in the minority? I never like, especially other party members or party characters. There's just a level that like there's something about it that's like that my mind can't not cringe at. And I don't want to say like, oh, it's cringy, because it's like I don't want to judge anyone. But you know what I mean? Like there's something that my brain can't get across or apart from or whatever. When it comes to like romance and D&D games. Even if I'm playing with like Ella's character, I won't like, you know, we won't couple in our D&D games if we play together in somebody else's game. I don't know what it is, man. It's I get it. It's a me thing. Lots of people love that shit. It's like Baldur's Gate. I ain't romancing anyone. Like I was joking about it. Like, oh, we got to get back with our ex-wife, or we're gonna get in with Shadow Honey. I ain't doing it, man. I don't do romance in video games. The only time I'll like do a romance thing is like in Persona, because I think it's funny. And Elle was like backseating me on my date with fucking Anne and Chie or whatever. But unless it's like particularly funny or whatever, I just won't do it. I don't know why. My brain doesn't find it. Doesn't enjoy it. So like other players hitting on me in game, I ain't about that. Brother's wife would just disappear mid-combat or mid-RP. Another reason I quit the group? Oh, it was with your brother? No, that's a real story? That is a real story. That is a real story from high school. From 3-5 in high school. On God, it's a real story. It's a fantasy made up in your imagination dragon game, not a test of your loyalty with your partner. Yeah, true. Hey man, some people take it seriously, bro. They're more awkward than anything about romancing in games. Yeah, there's something about it that's like awkward and weird to me. You know what the worst is for me is if I'm in a D&D party, or if two of my players are like are engaging in a romance subplot side quest for each other. You know, that's why playing with couples is the worst. Rocks fall, you both die. Mid scene, you both die. Sorry. What can I say? It's a cruel world out there. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe people love that shit. I know some people like they started their D&D game, and they'll be like, "Oh, who am I gonna romance my D&D game?" Well, so and so is playing a hot tiefling, so I could do that. But I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You okay? You know? Get this wood armor thingy here, because I want to get this like wood grain armor down. Maybe we'll try detailing some of the texture before we start doing the other pieces for it. High school makes more sense. Yeah. Problem is, busy D&D players never grow up. When you find it, like, hear a cringy story about a D&D group in high school, it's not like exclusive because it's like, oh, well, you were in high school, it's fine. D&D players never grow up and they never stop being cringe. That's the thing you gotta remember about us. It's like, ugh, growing up. You think I play Imagination Dragon game to grow up? Like, I don't need this in my game. Why is it just a destination for my character interactions? Why can't I just be friends with the NPC? Yeah, true. Why can't Gale and I just, like, casually cast magic together? Why does when he used the word sensual for it need to turn into something weird? It's like sometimes you're just playing with like video games on your laptops with the boys, like, you know, sitting in a pool together, you know, with your shirts off and it's all hot and stuff, and you're in like one of those like little kiddie pools out back just drinking Slurpees. But you got to cram in there with all the boys, so you're all touching and you're all sticky and shit. It's like, why has it got to be weird sometimes? Why can't you just be enjoying yourself? Why can't you just, you know, be playing video games with the boys? Why it gotta be weird? D&D's Neverland? Yeah, true. That's a statement there, Nix. That should be put on a fucking sticker. Grow up duties take a lot of time from my playing around with dragons. It's true. Dude, the worst thing I've ever done was grow up. Are you kidding? Everyone said, oh, you get so much more freedom. It'll be so great when you grow up. I'm like, bitch, I got bills. What do you mean? When you're like 16 years old and you make like $6 an hour, but you keep all of it, and then you're like 30 and you make like $30 an hour, but you spend all of it on mortgages and kids and fucking groceries and taxes and shit. It's like, wait, I got scammed. I got fucking scammed, bro. And now you're 33 years old and you got a dog and a fucking wife, and you got to worry about her going to Costco today and sending her a list of shit you need from Costco. Like, when did that happen, man? Dude, I want to play World of Warcraft. Who the fuck has time for Costco? No doubt that interaction so hard when I realized it was going. I never imagined my first interaction would end in relations, so I was just going along with it. Yeah, me too. I was like, what? Why is it that, like, Gale, I've known you for 3 hours. This is our first long rest. I rescued you from a hole in the wall yesterday. What are you doing? The Starbucks DM challenge. Give your party as many filler sessions back to back until they call you on it. Okay, so today we're sending you to the beach to investigate a rumor. Player, but DM, we just did the hot springs investigation, the school at night investigation, the cultural festival weekend. Yeah. Just, it's even better if you have people that aren't anime fans. I'm like, oh, we're going to the beach today. Oh, that's great. I'll admit, sometimes I would have my party level up if I ever want to, like, not play one night. If like a new game came out, because like when I was playing in high school, you played in my mom's basement. That's where I lived at the time, and we had a PS3 down there. What's up, Bella? I hear Una barking. What's she mad about? She's malding about her stick. Is she barking at the storage room door? Tell her to stop malding. It's really sad. It is sad. She needs to get over it, because when you leave... I'm leaving now. Okay, well then let her bark at the door, because if she comes up here and is barking at me to hold her stick, then I have to kick her out. But she's dumb. I'm upstairs. She's not gonna come upstairs to get me. If she comes in here and barks at me, then I have to close the door. But it's so hot that I don't want to. You should get it. Oh fuck, the window's not open. Yeah, I had the AC on before stream. I forgot to open the window. Fuck. Yeah. Well, okay. When you be home? Shrug. Okay. Yeah. Alright, bye. Hot take, I like filler episodes. Me too. But yeah, I would if I ever wanted to, like, if like a new game came out for PS3 or whatever, and I wanted to play it, because I would just be casually playing while my players were like leveling up or something. So I'd be like, hey guys, did you all level up last session? They're like, what? No. I'm like, oh no, did I forget to give you EXP after last session? They're like, no, Evan, you gave us 400. And I was like, what? I thought you needed 400 to level up. And they're like, no, Evan, we need 3,000 to level up. I'm like, who did my math wrong? Okay, well, guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't level you up. You're way too low level to do this next challenge. I balanced it. I have all my notes here for the next regular adventure. It's all balanced for level 7. So just, why don't you guys just take a level up real quick? They're like, okay. They'd sit there leveling up, you know, and I'm sitting there playing fucking Uncharted or something or whatever. And they're like, Evan, we're all done. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Well, should we order pizza? Is it time for pizza? Yeah, I'm just gonna chill. Yo, can someone order me a pepperoni? I'm just gonna, you know, just keep playing. And we like finish pizza. I was like, ah, man, we're finished with our pizza. Ah, God, who wants to play a game of Magic and take a break? And they're like, yeah, I'll play some Magic. So we play like a nice slow roll at EDH game. Look, man, they were none the wiser. They had no idea. Maybe they did. But that to me is the best D&D group, is when you don't have to play D&D. Like, hot take, cancellation alert. The best D&D groups are good because everybody is friends. If you aren't talking to your D&D group about other stuff outside of D&D, are you really in a D&D group? Heck. Superheated Karlach tier hot take. But you can't say I'm wrong. Well, you could. You say whatever you want. But I always like shopping episodes in D&D and filler episodes as it were. I liked going and getting supplies and whatever else. Finding new NPCs in the town. Although, to be fair, my players spent a long time in town, I found. I was trying to say find and feel at the same time. I find. Which isn't a bad thing, I guess. But it's like once they're on the road, they're like ready to be on the road again. And then like once they're in town, they're like excited to be back in civilization. It's like kind of nice when your players like are excited wherever they're at in game. Though I have a new campaign coming up that I'm going to be running at some point in time. Probably, we'll see. That right now I'm feeling a city for. I kind of want to see what it'd be like to make the entire campaign set in Grand Crest. Which isn't even like a Ravnica type thing. It's like sort of Ravnica-y, but like not really. Because it's not like the entire plane is a city. It's just everything interesting in this game happens in the city. I love shopping in town sessions. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys dig it. Some players like it more than others. I don't know if you guys can hear Yuna on stream, but she's just transitioning between like aggressive barks and just the saddest cries. She wants her chew. But she's been a little bit too obsessive with her chew recently, so she needs a break. The baby can't play with her toy today. Not for a little while. She'll get it tonight. You have to deal, it's good training? Yeah, exactly. You can hear her barking? Ah, fuck. Shit. Hope it's not too loud. Hope it's just like in the background or whatever occasionally. She's got to get used to it, man. She can't always get what she wants. What's going on, Captain? How you been, bro? Dude, why is my tablet still filthy? What the fuck? I need a new... Is it... Wait, is it new nib day? We'll try cleaning it one more time. We'll see if it's actually just new nib day. And I'm just crazy. We'll try it one more time. Feel bad? She'll be fine. Ella, if you feel bad and you give in, then she's just going to become more poorly behaved. If you let her, if you give her what she wants when she's borking, then all that teaches her is that she's allowed to bork and then get what she wants. Alright. How is this? Much better. Alright. Alright. Since my summer vacation, where'd you go? What'd you do? Tell me your tales. What amazing things did you do? What amazing things did you see? don't know if you're going back to work or school or what. I really wanted to go somewhere this summer. I feel like I haven't been on like a true vacation since before COVID. And Ella and I used to travel all the time. That's like what we'd spend all of our money on. We didn't buy anything. We didn't buy video games. We didn't go out. We didn't see people. We didn't like go to the fucking bar. We didn't go out for restaurants or go out for meals. We didn't do anything. We would save all of our money and go on trips because, you know, we felt like we just lived for that. Like it was the only thing that, the only time that we actually felt like we were happy was when we were on a trip somewhere, on an adventure. And then we just kind of stopped because I got really serious about work and changed jobs to streaming from graphic design. So that made it really hard to go. I'm itching, man. I'm itching to go somewhere. But it's so expensive now, hey? We used to be able to fly to Japan for like $1,500 for the two of us. Now it's like $3K for the two of us. Like it's literally twice as much. Canadian, so that's like, I don't know what, 2,300 American USD. Still, I haven't been anywhere, man. And when you live where I live, part of like the cost of living is so low, but an unspoken cost of living is that you have to go somewhere every once in a while. Because if you just live in like the Canadian Rockies or the Canadian prairies all the time, yeah, your housing prices isn't like Vancouver level or whatever, but you have to go away every once in a while or else you're gonna go fucking crazy. Like me and my husband only travel to see family. Yeah, that's like we went to Maui in the fall to see family and to do some medical stuff for Ella. It's like that was not a, you know, I didn't really consider that a vacation. You know, I want to go somewhere and just not worry about anything for a little while. It is expensive. What the fuck, man? Stayed in a flat. My family rent in a little town near the sea where I play beach volleyball with the boys. Dude, that's sick, man. That sounds like a good time, bro. Warm weather. Good friends. That's sick. Nothing like being outside playing beach volleyball with the boys, shirtless, sticky, wearing aviators, giving high fives and chest bumps, giving your bro a little ass pat, you know, a little good job there, champ. You know, give him a little smack on the tush, maybe a little squeeze too. Yeah, hold on, wait. Anyway. We have to fight those emotions for good training sometimes. Yep. Tell her, Guapo. Tell her. See, Eunice stopped working. She stopped fucking screaming at the door to get her chew. She's being a good girl now. Maybe because Ella left and she doesn't think she can get it now. I wonder if I went down there if she would start barking at the door again. Because I kicked her chews into the storage room this morning. Our place has like a storage room like right next to the kitchen. So I know exactly where she was barking. What resolution do you work with? It depends on what I'm doing, Maro. If I'm painting, it'll be... I usually work at 300 DPI. I don't ever see the need to work at 600 because I never do high-end printing at that level. Like I never do like giclée printing or anything like that, which maybe I should prep for, but my GPU can't handle large format 600 DPI pieces. So I work at 300 DPI, which is pretty much, it's good enough for 98% of things that artists will use. 300 DPI, and then I work on anywhere between like, you know, like this image is I think it's like 20 by 35. Yeah, 20 by 35. So it's like 10K by 6K pixels. But that's like for entire canvas. This piece that I'm working on right now is like not the entire canvas. Painting, I'll always work at a higher DPI and a higher resolution because you need it. But for doing sketch work, I'll do slightly lower like this. Really the answer for what DPI I think artists should work at is the highest DPI that your computer can handle. And so you want to get like a couple things to help that out. You want to get a lot of RAM for Photoshop. I recommend you get at least 32 gigs, but if you can afford a 64 kit, that does actually help if you're streaming as well, quite a bit. Like I allocate Photoshop 40 something gigs of RAM while it's running. And then on top of that, you want a great GPU with a lot of video memory. And a processor where your individual cores are faster. Having more cores that run slower is not as good as having fewer cores that run faster.
Just wanted to say art looks great as always, Evan.
Thanks, Rock.
Keep up the good work.
Dude, what the fuck?
Hope everyone has a great day. I'm heading out.
You did 500 bits. You did it for 100 bits, Rock. You didn't do 500 bits. God damn. Rock, thank you for the bits, and also thanks for just being positive, man. Like that means a lot to me. Hearing someone say that, like, I feel like sometimes people assume artists are like, oh yeah, man, I'm the best. I'm a G. I never really know when people like my work, and so hearing people say that, like, it doesn't get old. It always like gives me a lot of motivation to try harder, and it gives me a little bit of some wind in my sails, if you will. So thanks for taking the time to do that, man. I appreciate you. Like, I really appreciate it. It's a special thing when anyone takes any time to say something nice about what you're working on. So thanks, man. Have a good rest of your day. You immediately regret that decision. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I mean, I'm trolled. Never mind. Spiral out of control. So quick you respond to the barking. Can take weeks to get out of their system again.
I love the concepts you design.
Ashy.
Unrelated, is Hype Train on cooldown?
I think it is. No. Fuck. Wait. So our Hype Train's only two events now? Did Twitch nerf him from 2 to 3 or from 3 to 2? Really? Why? Still, thank you. Thank you, Ashy. That means a lot. All I want to do is make cool concepts, so people want to play them in their D&D games and their adventures. So, thank you. Dude, Ashy's just such a supportive friend. It's not even like it's annoying. It's annoying, you know? She's so nice and supportive all the time that it's just fucking annoying. Why is it annoying? I don't know, man. Do I appreciate it? Would I be happy without it? No. Of course I appreciate it. Of course I wouldn't be happy without it. Thank you, Ashley. And for 100 bits. Is that how you pronounce it? Giclée? Never heard it said aloud before. Yeah, it's a French word. Yeah, it's not. It's pronounce Giclée. Giclée. Let's see Google. Giclée.
Giclée.
Ah yes. Giclée. How to pronounce Giclée correctly.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this digital printing process. We're going to be looking at how to say more interesting and often mispronounced
Let us hear it, Frenchman.
words in English as well.
Tell me.
So make sure to stay tuned and consider subscribing for more learning. For reference, this is a word of French origin.
En français.
In French, it means a squirt.
A squirt.
How do you say it? In English, it is normally said as giclée. Giclée. From French, in France, it is said as giclée.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
it literally does, because it's now you know, man. Now you know. That's how you say it. Okay, let me scroll. I missed some stuff. I'm sorry. I have 2 exams on the 7th and 8th of September. After that, I go to my aunt to visit West Canada. Damn, bro. Where are you going? Like Vancouver? Exams go well. Start the university 2nd year. Dude, you got this, Captain Drake. You got this. Money. Twitch is everything for money. Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's why they reduce it. But then you never get. Then Hype Train goes on cooldown all the time. You never actually see big Hype Trains anymore. I don't see big Hype Trains anymore because this fucking economy sucks, but that's a different thing, man. That's not Twitch's fault. Yeah, man. That's how you say it, I guess. There you go, en français. Like, pronounce Giclée, not Giclée. Heckin' GIF pronouncers invading France. It's true. I do say GIF. I say GIF because I'm not a psychopath, nor am I starved for attention. Which is, let's face it, man. Let's face it. Let's be honest for a minute here. Why does anyone call it a GIF instead of a GIF? Like, I get it. Your parents don't know what you're doing. No, they don't like, you know, care about what their disappointment of a son or daughter is doing. I get it that you need attention, but you don't have to get it from people by saying GIF instead of GIF. Like, there's other ways to get attention. You can be good at a video game. You could get really hot. You can do a lot of things, man. You don't need to pronounce GIF wrong just to get attention. Just more fun to say to me. That's fine, Busy. It can be more fun, but you know, you just refer to the last 30 seconds of my stream. What's up, Thorkin? Speaking of French words for attractive things, it's Thorkin. Thorkin, how do you pronounce giclée in Québécois? En français au Canada. You do it the hard G. Jif is peanut butter to me. Jif is peanut butter. I think nice things about your art every time I see it. I think vocalizing 1/10 the time is reasonable to avoid spamming. Come on, Ashy. God damn it. Trying to get me to draw your VTuber form. You don't need to Ashley, you don't need to try so hard. I'm already gonna draw you. Relax. I said you were next up on the list after Amma. Amma was the test to see if I can do color because I want to draw a blue chick. Relax, okay? You're already getting your art. You don't gotta be Giclée? Petition to ban Bizzo? Why are we banning Bizzo? Because she says GIF instead of GIF? Do we ban GIF users in our chat? You can make a case for it, but I think I'm okay. Without, yeah. I understand the case for it. Don't get me wrong. But we're not gonna ban GIF users. Come on. We're not that toxic. I haven't accepted a kick contract yet. Said GIF to the banned words and always vocalizes GIF. True. Is that all you have to do? Was that it? Was that all that was required? Shit, I had no idea. Originally, though, I brought up giclée printing because that's the only reason why you'd want to ever work at 600 DPI. But the whole point, to answer Marlo's question, is you work at whatever highest resolution you can.
Your streams are always live as I'm waking up, and it's an amazing way to start my day off with friends.
Aw, man. Stop it, Ashley. Come on. All right, relax. All right, relax. Chill. Chill. Bro, you're waking up late. What the fuck? Aren't you East Coast or some shit? What are you doing waking up at like 12 every day? You're allowed to get off of at a reasonable time of the night, Ash. You don't have to be up on MSN talking with Ulner for till 3 a.m., okay? Well, I appreciate you, Ashy. I appreciate you in every way I possibly can appreciate you. Except for your opinions on Final Fantasy XIV crafting. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. That shit sucks. There's a GDC talk that made me laugh. We find the time stamp. All right, what do we got? All and I've been playing Baldur's Gate till like 4 a.m. because her sleep is messed up. Chronic fatigue. Oh, that's rough. So is Ulner more inclined to try D&D now that she's played fucking Baldur's Gate? What's Ulner's temperature right now on Dungeons and/or Dragoons? So I'll admit, man, I think Baldur's Gate has made a lot of people want to play D&D recently, which I think is great. The better and more mainstream D&D is, the better and more high of a chance I'll have at being able to make Eldara a thing. So, hell, man, you want another season of Stranger Things? I'm down. Critical Role, let's go. Let's make them as big and famous as we possibly can. I ain't a hater. The rising tide lifts all Evans. Wait. That's not how it goes. Rising Evan lifts all tides. No, that's not it. I'll figure it out one of these days. More D&D movies? No, we don't need D&D movie. Okay, I guess. Is it worth being successful if I have to stand there being more D&D movie? I think maybe I'll just retire at that point. Yeah, I'm fine, bro. I'm okay. I don't need to fulfill my dreams of being an artist that actually matters in life. Not if it means there being more D&D movies. Something about a ship? What about a ship? I mean, a ship or shipping? I wanted to learn all the basics, so it's lower barrier to entry. That's fair. That actually, do you think you can learn how to play D&D from Baldur's Gate? Because did the mechanics intuitively sort of come across? Because I would worry that Baldur's Gate would do too many things for you as a player, that once you get into D&D, you'd be like, why can't I do, where's the button? Where's the prompt? Like the thing I'd worry about for Baldur's Gate for D&D players is that D&D players would expect to be prompted by events. Like they expect the DM to be like, do you want to try and persuade the elf, or do you want to try and intimidate them? Right? As opposed to you as the player saying, I'm going to try and like intimidate them and be all like, don't take my hand. You ain't got no hand. You a little truck, like, you know, whatever. Rising tide lift all ships. Well, but yeah, but like, but fuck ships. We're talking about all Evans here. That's, yeah. Evan Fair, like the one D&D movie, but I worry about how uninspired subsequential iterations would be Hollywood keyed in that folks that like shenanigans. Yeah, I want a serious D&D movie. We had our funny dopey one, but I want a serious D&D movie. And like, you know, the thing is that made me mad about the D&D movie is it wasn't even D&D eccentric. Like if you want the funny D&D movie that is like all the bullshit that like, haha, that happened in my game, tee-hee, go watch Monty Python Holy Grail. That's the D&D movie. I'm sorry. If we have a ridiculous D&D movie, it's called Monty Python the Holy Grail. You're like, oh shit, Evan, but that's just one movie. Is there another D&D movie that's kind of silly? Yeah, it's called Monty Python Life of Brian. Like, I'm sorry, man. We already have the ridiculous, absurd D&D movies out there. We've had them for the last, like, 40 years or some shit. You're not wrong, though. Look, you can call me an asshole for saying it, but you can't. I don't hear anyone saying I'm wrong. You right, Soja. I think Baldur's Gate is a very high barrier to entry because it assumes you understand the D&D basics, but I think once you learned a lot of that stuff, transitioning especially to like a virtual tabletop where it's all buttons, that's fair. Actually, that's true. If you have D&D Beyond, that I could see that as being an easy transition then. Good point. I don't want a Marvel-ified D&D movie universe. The D&D movie itself was already Marvel-ified. Chris Pine was like the whoever his character was basically Star-Lord. I mean, am I wrong? Look, it's not like a big criticism on the movie. It's not my cup of tea, but some people love that shit. And you know what? If they love that shit, I want them to love that shit. I'm not saying that I'm like somehow culturally above it or whatever. Like, I'm excited for Ahsoka. Like, that shit hits on next Wednesday, bro. I don't know what my next Wednesday, like what Wednesday stream is going to be like. I might not be here mentally. It's like, Evan, oh God, what did you think of the Baldur's Gate scene where Karlach turns into a void elf and then does weird things to you? I'm like, oh wait, yeah, crazy dude. Anyway, I'll be like already watching Ahsoka in my brain. True facts? Yeah, true, man. Turcos was the first D&D cinematic universe? No. Stop. Stop. I don't want it anymore. I don't want any more D&D movie. Ugh. I didn't like it. I don't want more D&D movie. I didn't like it so much that I didn't finish it. You know? That's how much I didn't like it. I didn't even fucking finish the movie. And you know what? Last time I talked about it, I let somebody in my chat make me feel bad for having an opinion on it without finishing the movie, and I realized, fuck that. I'm allowed to have whatever opinion I want on it after having watched it for fucking, like, 45 minutes. If the movie didn't grab me in 45 minutes, I don't care how good somebody says the last half was. It lost me. Like, imagine being that person that says, oh, dude, you gotta play this game. It's so good. It gets good after 30 hours. It's like, dude, I'm not playing this. I'm not investing time into something I don't enjoy. If it's bad, it's bad. That's why I, like, never fault anyone for saying they didn't want to play Final Fantasy XIV. Is Final Fantasy XIV a great game? Yes. Is it a great story? Of course. Is Shadowbringers and Endwalker some of the best RPGs you've ever played? Absolutely. So says the community. Is Heaven's Ward and Stormblood a great fucking time? Yup. But if I can't convince somebody to sit through Realm Reborn, I do not blame them whatsoever. Bro, you got your own time to spend on shit. If you don't want to sit through a Realm Reborn because you're like, I can't do this, man, this is just garbage, then I ain't about to defend Final Fantasy XIV as being the greatest game of all time. You know? Same thing with like the D&D movie. I did not need to see the whole D&D movie to know that I didn't like it. To know it wasn't good. Evan describing 14. Yeah, come on, man. Ahsoka is the new Star Wars series coming out, Soja. And Ahsoka is going to be good because this is the Star Wars series directed, and the story is a story that a guy named Dave Filoni is telling in Star Wars. And Dave Filoni was George Lucas's apprentice, protege, whatever. So this is, nobody at Disney gets Star Wars more than Dave Filoni. Star Wars got good after Disney bought it when they brought in, oh fuck, what's the producer's name? Ah, shit, what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember it, but whoever, the Marvel guy. They brought in that producer, and basically his whole idea was point at Dave Filoni and say, what Star Wars should we make? And then they got The Mandalorian. It was sick. And they were, no, not James, no, the guy that produced Mandalorian. Star Wars got good after he basically came in, looked around and said, who knows the most about Star Wars? Dave Filoni? Great. Dave Filoni, what's franchise, what series, whatever do you want to make? And Dave's like, I think we should do this story. And he's like, cool. And they did it, and everybody loved it. Right? And so people finally realized the more that you listen to Dave Filoni, the better Star Wars you're going to get. And so Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's. Jon Favreau, thank you. Jon Favreau just like pointed at Dave Filoni and said, you're the boss. What are we doing? You know? You're the one who George Lucas taught the most. You're the one who understands Star Wars the most. Like there's this documentary about Mandalorian, and at one point in time, Dave Filoni is just sitting there with all the directors for the Mandalorian series, and like Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau, and he's explaining the Duel of the Fates and what Star Wars means, and like how the prequels tie in with the sequels. And everyone was just sitting there staring at him like, holy shit, this guy is the chosen one. Why aren't we listening to him on everything? And Jon Favreau just sitting there listening to him with this smirk on his face, like, that's why I just asked him what we should do, you know? And so Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's story that he was telling with George Lucas and initially with Clone Wars, brought into Rebels, now finalizing that story through Ahsoka's the remaining of her story. Like I actually think this Ahsoka series might actually be some of the best Star Wars we ever get. I'm hoping. It looks really good. I trust everyone making it, and I'm deeply invested in it being a good time, you know. But I get it. People don't like Star Wars anymore. They've been lost to it. It's fine. Fishy, are you excited about Ahsoka? Are you gonna watch Ahsoka with me? Tragic backstory, thief, big on music, harpless leader of the flawed group. Yep. Star-Lord. Remember that I started watching the D&D movie before I went away from a trip, had to leave early because I left in the middle to pack my shit and forgot to actually finish it. That can happen though, you know? It happens. It doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, it kind of does, but played the patch stuff to like almost the first half of Heavensward was also hard to get through. Yeah, the end of Realm Reborn was difficult to get through. The post MSQ. I didn't love Heavensward, to be honest, and I'm not loving Stormblood, but I'm trusting in the opinions of everyone that Endwalker and Shadowbringers is like the greatest experience in all of RPGs. Like, if there's one thing Final Fantasy fans love, they love, I forget what her name is, but the writer that did Stormblood, or sorry, Shadowbringers and Endwalker, everyone fucking loves her. She got the biggest like cheering ovation at FanFest because Final Fantasy XIV fans love their devs. It's so wholesome and wonderful to see a game where the devs are actually like beloved members of the community by the community. Because there's so much negativity in gaming now that you look at the 14 devs, you look at 14 community, and they're just having a fucking ball, man. They're just loving it. They're all just like hot cat girls and shit.
How exciting.
You know? And they're just chilling. Speaking of being a hot cat girl. What's up, Des? What's up, Raph? I was watching for a little while. I need to know what happened. I stopped watching right around, Raph, when you were trying to cleave down a bunch of dudes and were risking attack of opportunities to. You guys had like one turn left. I don't know what the one turn left was for, but what was the dramatic conclusion of your did you win the encounter or did you have to do it again? I was invested, but I also had to stream, so I ditched. But if you guys aren't following the Elder Scribe, you definitely should be. Because not only are they crushing it at the worst possible times to watch any Twitch D&D, they're also crushing it at the best possible times to watch Twitch Baldur's Gate. And I'm enjoying it thoroughly. So you should go follow them because I'm in chat often. Not in chat because I don't talk in other people's streams because I'm usually working. But I'm there. I'm watching. So thanks for the rig, guys. Appreciate it. The end of Heavensward was great. Final Fantasy knows how to do dramatic. That's true. The end of Heavensward was good. The post MSQ of Heavensward I thought was a little bit like it dragged a little bit, you know. We lived, but holy fuck, it was like 20 enemies that got summoned. We lost the encounter, but then we tried to load an autosave. The closest save was 50 minutes ago. Oh no, that's rough. Well, you got there in the end. GG, boys. Get after it. Good shit, man. Well, anyway, go follow them. Des is awesome. Raph's amazing. Everybody else on the game is cool too. I'm enjoying my Elder Scribe content thoroughly. Wishing that my Elder Scribe TikTok was spammed with funny KEKW farming clips, but alas, absolutely agree. Yeah, it was tough to get through. And even Fishy, I know where you are at Stormblood. You are not too far behind where Ella and I are in Stormblood. At least the last time you were playing on stream, and from what I understand, that's the last time you were playing like 14 all that much. But I don't know. I'm finding Stormblood a bit of a slog to get through. It's not gripping me yet, but apparently it gets really good, supposedly. And I just have to trust in that, you know? I trust in Ashy. I believe in Ashy of Heart. And Ashy of Heart tells me to keep going. And so keep going, I shall. All right. I stopped playing because it's not expensive. It's like $15 a month, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You just buy one. You buy one less Slurpee a week, you're fine. You're able to play Final Fantasy, Fishy. Fucking expensive, my ass. Out here playing new games. Spending thousands of dollars on dumb, cute cat girl animations for her model. Says $15 a month is expensive. Holy man, these VTubers. These fucking VTubers. She'll pay like $80 for a hat. But a video game where she could have friends and like, you know, be a hot bunny girl or a dragon girl. I forget what you were. That's too expensive. Overall experience got 30% better after I bought the maid dress and also became instant friends with everyone else who also wears maid dresses. That's true. I never get so much support and love in that game as when I'm wearing a maid dress as a Lalafell. I bought the maid dress as a meme so I could equip a retainer with the maid dress so I could have Evangeline in the guild hall. But then that's also my Reaper transmog. And people are so nice to me, man. It's crazy. Especially if you have the sweep emote. The sweeping maids in Limsa Laminsa are a core feature of that game. I'm gonna fight you. You could. But how are you gonna fight me? Certainly not in Final Fantasy 14, are you? Fight me, Fishy, by showing me that your house in 14 is better than my house in 14. That's how you're gonna fight me. You're a sweeper. Don't worry about the details. Okay. Got it. Got it. I won't. Sorry, ma'am. My bad. I got caught up. I'll put this brooch on both of them, I think. I'm gonna make it like an emblem, an insignia for our Windra. Okay. Nib, please. You're not that old. I don't want to replace you today. Nibs are expensive. You don't have a house? You don't have a house in Final Fantasy 14? What? Oh, no. Oh, no. That sucks, man. That's just... I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it's okay. I can give you like the key or whatever. You know, you can have like your friends. You can make them like a resident of your house. When you re-roll on Gilgamesh, I'll let you be a tenant in my house. Actually, you can be a tenant of Ella's house and use her hot springs. That's what we'll do. What's up, Azzy? Just get one less Slurpee a week and you can afford nibs, Evan. What are you talking about, bro? I don't drink Slurpees. You think I'm allowed to have a Slurpee? You think I'm allowed to have a fucking Slurpee? Dude, I haven't had a Slurpee all summer. And I'm dying. I want one so bad. I would kill Gale in game for a Slurpee. That's how badly I want a Slurpee, man. I would kill Gale. I would romance Asterion for a Slurpee. That's how badly I want a Slurpee. Hey, dude, I'm making characters. What are you making, Azzy? I too am making characters, but I'm making character options right now. I'm making a new race for Eldara, the Windra. At least I'm making the art for them. What are you building? Make your own in a blender. It's the same. Is it? How do you get like Slurpee? Like you can't just use like soda or whatever. I also haven't had a soda in a long time. So, well, actually, that's not true. I had soda 2 weeks ago. No, a week ago. Ella got me a fancy root beer. It was awesome. Whoops. Has to hide under the armor. Under the armor. Maybe I should get a Slurpee. Maybe I should break my my record of days without a Slurpee. I should go get one. Say fuck it. I ate pasta for the first time in months. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Why is being healthy so hard? All right. Dude, I fucking love layering details like this. It's so satisfying when you get to the end. A changeling paladin. What about changelings do you like playing at, or makes you want to play them? Because I never played a changeling before. Budget for the splurge. Yeah, you're right. Where do I order this Slurpee for you so you can kill Gale? Oh man, no, I'm not killing Gale and romancing Asterion just for a Slurpee. I should have, you know, I wonder if Faye still has a stream treats thing. So hold on. I ordered Faye a pizza on her stream once because I thought it was funny. Twitch streamers have this thing that you can get called stream treats or whatever. Mendari. And you can order the streamer food. I should just have it, but only Slurpees. Where is it? Okay, where can you see that? About me. Oh, I made these panels for her. Look at how nice these panels are, man. I should take commissions. Feed me. Feed me. Currently not live. You can send me a treat once I go live, or ask me to enable offline treats. Request to send offline tweet. I should get this treat stream thing. Receive food delivery. So you can order me like 13 Slurpees. I ordered her a pizza once and told Colin, her boyfriend, I was like, hey, there's a pizza coming. Don't let Faye have it. She got it though. Perks. Treats you receive are technically gifts, so you don't need to report them on income taxes. That's not true. But okay. Give a more personal donation experience to your supporters. That you shouldn't use the word donation if you don't want taxes to be a problem. More fuel to keep you going. No need to worry about chargebacks. Just enjoy the food. Wow. Wow. I should just do Slurpee. Fucking Slurpees. I should do like stream treats and see if you can get like dog treats and stuff. Or whatever. She does still have it up. Pog. You can do it, Nix. Or Soja. We're talking about slushy cups I saw on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I have seen those. Do they actually work though? Because I'm always skeptical that like anything you see on the internet actually works. I just like him, I guess. Makes a great reveal to the rest of the party, though at least. That's fair. If you like that dramatic moment of, aha, it's true, I was the mask, whatever. I know someone who got pies on stream once, really. Apparently you just put juice in a Ziploc bag, ice and salt in another bag, and put the juice bag in it and shake for 5 minutes. It's actually worked though? Really? I need to see a video on TikTok about this, and then I'll be skeptical anyway. Only Evan was doing comms sometime in September. That'd be real poggies. Comms are going to be open September 1st, probably. Comms are going to be open by... Look. If comms aren't open by October, I'll gift chat 100 subs. Okay? Comms are going to be open in September. I have a tweet posted for September 1st. Scheduled for September 1st. And if comms aren't open in October, then I'll gift chat 100 subs. By gifting 100 subs, I mean I'll do a subathon and make other people do it. You don't need to romance Asterion, just kill Gale. Why? What is weird? Why do you hate Gale so much? Favorite slushy flavor? Oh man, dude, you're not gonna like it. It's a flavor that I've never seen, or I haven't seen in years, dude. But the best Slurpee slushy flavor, I think, is ginger ale. It's different when it's in a Slurpee form, and it's so good. But like no one ever has it, so just I have to go with like Dr. Pepper or root beer or something. I like sodas. I don't like grape or like watermelon or any of that shit. I like soda flavors in slushy form. What about you? You want to see the character's backstory? It's like 3 messages. You can post it if it'll fit into a Twitch message. True form Wait, this is true for US taxes as long as it doesn't go over a certain amount? Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Okay. Blaze hasn't even played Baldur's Gate 3. It has all these opinions. Why aren't you playing Baldur's Gate 3? You just haven't met Gale yet? Pepe laugh. You haven't played Baldur's Gate at all. Should I just reserve myself to becoming a Baldur's Gate streamer and just stream with Ashy? Should Ashy and I just stream Baldur's Gate? And just LARP as if Lae'zel is both of our ex-wives? Both of ours ex-wife? We gotta like roll a die or whatever, flip a coin to see who married Lae'zel first and then got a divorce. Who has more alimony to pay to Lae'zel? Like getting cherry and coke and layering them? Oh fuck, I haven't thought about layering Slurpees since I was like 17 years old. Oh man, bro. A layered Slurpee. Should I ask Ella for a Slurpee today? Should I do it? It's one of the hottest days of the year in Canada right now. Should I break my good boy diet? Become a sugar chugging fat man again? Well, I'm still a fat man, but I'm less fat than I was. At least 80 pounds less so far. I told my doctor I was down 80 pounds. He was like, Jesus. I was like, what? He's like, I don't think you'd do it. I was like, piss off. Peachy. Peachy, what's your favorite Slurpee flavor? Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, Peachy. Thanks for popping in. We're honored to have you. And yeah, dude. Appreciate you. Bad influence, do it. Yeah. Yeah, fair. I've been really good recently. I've been doing the good things with my health, I feel like. Maybe I deserve a Slurpee and a bag of Cheetos. Was I working on or procrastinating from? Kitty, procrastinate. Kitty, I am making the different races in Eldara as concept art and rules so that you can play D&D in Eldara if you want. I don't know. How you doing, Kitty? Team no Slurpee? That's fair. Wait, so what's your alternative? Are you like team big gulp, or Peachy, are you like are you like team healthy drink? You know, I don't know. Because team no Slurpee either means that you're into like you'd rather get a 70 ounce big gulp, which I respect, or you'd rather get like a fucking green tea something like honey sweetened, which I respect too. But no Slurpee though. Damn. That's fair. She married both of you at the same time, but one of those dividing curtains so you didn't see each other. She's both of our ex-wife at the same time. I played early access for a few hours, started my own campaign, and started playing with Thorkin. You started playing with Thorkin? Are you guys playing on stream? I want to see you, Thorkin, and Bizzo playing a game together. I want to see you, Thorkin, Bizzo, and Fishy play a game together. And I get to pick your classes. You want a healthy version? I think there are fruit juice Slurpees. I'm pretty sure that a fruit juice Slurpee is no healthier than a soda Slurpee. Like I'm gonna go out on a limb, Soja, and just be that guy that suggests that fruit juice isn't much healthier than soda. Could be wrong. Just water, get all my calories from awful food choices. I respect that. That's Peachy. I respect that. You know. Why drink your calories when poutine exists, right? Cheers to that. Holy shit. I'm okay visiting family because both parents are in rehab. Damn, bro. Help me take care of pets, and then when they need to get out. Damn, bro. That's a lot. I hope it's going okay for you, and especially for your parents. I wish them the best, and that's awesome though. They're getting some changes made. I mean, that's hard, dude. That takes a lot of courage. So believe me, I know how hard it is to make a big change in your life like that. So all the love to you and your family. I hope they have a speedy recovery, a speedy transition, whatever they're going for. And I hope you don't have too much stress on your shoulders, because that sounds like a lot for you. Me playing games? Yes, Bizzo. You playing games. Bizzo would need a real computer? That's fair. Bizzo would need a real computer and a better mic. You know fucking mic Bizzo uses when she gets on Discord with us? 90s stick mic. I said to Bizzo that her microphone was so bad that it sounded like she was using one of these, and so she said bet, and she went on fucking Amazon India and bought one. What a commitment this woman has to the memes. Like, holy shit. What an actual commitment. Also, imagine having 100 gigs of whatever it needs for your PC. How much is storage now? Memory Express. I need a new hard drive, Fishy. How much is a hard drive? I want like a 5 terabyte NVMe drive. Hardware, computer parts, SSD / hard drives. Search. NVMe filter 4 terabyte. Wait, size all 4 terabytes. How much is a 4 terabyte NVMe drive? A good one. What do we got? Only $400, and you can have 4 Baldur's Gates. What are you doing? Look, that's $400 Canadian. That's like 20 bucks American. Instant saving of $85, Fishy. You could have a Western Digital Black SN850X NVMe M.2 PCIe V4.0 4X SSD 4TB for only $399.99. That make Canadian. Oh, it's out of stock. Never mind. You can't have it. Sorry, Fishy. I got your hopes up. My bad. I'm sorry. Well, rip to that. But can you drink cheese? Oh man, that's fair. I think you can in some countries. You know, like the European, like melty cheese or whatever they put on shit. The truest of D&D snacks. Yeah, where's the Cheetos flavored? Oh yeah, for juice not healthier. Yeah, fair. I'm gonna be DMing a game. I still have to decide what mini campaign to start with. Do you want to do a pre-made, Kitty, or do you want to do a homebrew? What are you feeling right now? So don't get me wrong, doing a pre-made is actually a good time. The opposite of Peachy, I forget to eat and just drink Pepsi all day. Oh God, you're so southern, Fishy. I can't sometimes. I forget that you're my southern friend now. You guys don't realize, but Fishy always puts on a fake voice for stream where she tries to sound like a Valley girl. But when you get on Discord with Fishy and she's being like herself, she just sounds like a Southern belle. It's so adorable. Problem is you don't know if I'm lying. Fishy doesn't know if I'm lying either. Earphones mic to stick mic, actual cheaper considered. Yeah, condenser. Replace my motherboard, processor, and power supply, please. And no GPU upgrade? Damn. Definitely Blaze confirmed not unless you're paying for it, Evan. Wait, what? The Southern Belle? Wait, but who was I on Discord then when the other night when they were offering to take me for beignets and sweet tea? Shit, was that not you, Fishy? My bad. What, was I getting debated on Discord, the e-girls Discord server again? God damn it. What was it called? E-girl paradise or whatever? Pre-made, I think I felt whelmed with too many choices. That's fair. I would take a look at some of the Cobalt Press stuff, I think. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that recently. If you're interested. Of course, you got to feel the vibe. Or maybe even look at some of the Pathfinder adventures and convert to 5e. Pathfinder adventures are legitness, as the kids would say. Okay, dude, he's coming along, man. We got our handsome e-boy here. What I do? You did enough, Blaze. That's all you got to worry about. I'm actually digging this design as we're working on it. I'll be honest. He's got the open shirt. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, he's chilling. Where else are we at here? The Windra are also really fucking tall, so I need to have sort of like extend their proportions a little bit more than you would normally think too. Okay, is my tablet fucked up? Why does it feel like it's dirty again? It might just be new nib day. Let's try a new note. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm not gonna throw that nib out. I'm just gonna try a new nib. Where are they? Nib, where'd you go? Okay, there it is. Found it. Found it. How does bunny people called? They are called the Windra. This is the Windra. We have a couple of different options. I'm going to be designing the Dessarians, the Windra, the Geminos, and the Mithara as options for players for Eldara. All right, new nib. Let's try it out. That is better. That is better. I don't know if it's fixing the problem, but it definitely helped. Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll try it. And then I think they need a couple more pieces of the like wood iron bark armor. Whatever we're calling it. We don't have a name for it yet, but we will at some point. What's this main little connection piece? Maybe we put a dagger on it, actually. Be a good place for a dagger. All right, let's design a dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. We'll do like a curved blade. I feel like there's lots of like curved blades in the Mithara. Or Windra, sorry. They were formerly named the Mithara. I just changed the name at some point. So excited for Eldar playable stuff. I'm wanting to get a bunch of stuff out for playtest by the end of the summer. Hopefully the wait, how do I bend this again? Move tool. God. There's a way to bend this. I forget how. Fuck. Whatever. Not an issue. All right, bendy boy dagger. Not too small? No, that's about right. Okay, and then we'll have it in its hilt. With like a... Just tuck the handle into the hilt, throw that shit in a scabbard, and then we don't have to draw the blade today. So what would Windra weapon design look like? Let's do something... Put a basic sketch out here, and then we'll make it a lot nicer and prettier. We'll have it sort of in its sheath. Make it a thicker dagger. Not too big? No, it's fine. All right. Yeah, that works. Okay. Do you want to make a new layer or just work with the sketch? Let's just do the sketch. I gotta like get used to working on one layer more often with my sketches, just for speed and efficiency's sake. Be a thick knife, not like a skinning knife. You having playable campaign shit, or will be released for your world? So, the current schedule, Kitty, is the first adventure, the Horizon adventure, is going to be available sometime this year. I'm currently playtesting through it with my home group right now, and then I'm gonna write a bunch of stuff down, and then I'm gonna play test with my like the volunteers who've I don't know if they still want to play test, but I called for volunteers a while ago, and a bunch of people answered, got as many people as I needed, and then after that we'll see how they feel with it, because these aren't my normal players, these are people from like the community, and if they like it and it's all good, then I'll like refine it and release it as the prologue adventure for Eldara. And at that point in time, so by the end of the year, I want the Astral Sage, the Astral Knight, the core 12 races, about a dozen backgrounds, and like a couple of subclasses to all be released, so that people can play in Eldara if they want, with a canonical campaign story, with the proper races and classes and all that stuff, some backgrounds that like root them into the world if they want to be, and we'll see if people like it. I'm really nervous about it, but I don't know if people will actually want to play. But I have to like move forward assuming like people are going to want to, you know? Instead of being like cautious and second guessy and stuff and worried that people aren't going to want to play my game. Because like if you don't believe in yourself, no one will, you know? We do. I think I answered. All right. If you're still down, stuff. Then as soon as I'm done, I'm not sure. My current group has 1 to 2 more games left in this, and I don't know. Actually, I should correct myself. They have 2 to 3 more games before they're going to finish the Horizon campaign, and it'll turn out to have been about a 10-game campaign. But they also dawdled a little bit, and like we only play for about 3 hours. I'm playing 2 campaigns right now. One group only wants to play for 3 hours, and the other group is just like, hey, so we just hit 4 hours. Should we take a break and then like keep playing for another 4 hours? I'm like, guys, please. 4 to 5 hours is about my comfortable time for a good D&D campaign. But yeah, if you're all still down, then I'll run you guys through Horizon as well, and we'll see if everybody likes it. Like a bunny ear? Wait, what? What, like a bunny ear? Oh, like shape it like that? That's a bit too obvious, I think. So they'll all be 5e mechanically. Yeah, they'll all be 5e compatible. So I'm going to make it Eldara a setting or a system agnostic setting, and I'm going to make this first adventure series in 5e. But I really want to do like my passion for D&D is 3.5 and Pathfinder, and I love 3.5, dude. So I want to make it 3.5 compatible, Pathfinder compatible, and 5e compatible. And hopefully people want to play. We'll see. But for now, the starting mechanics I'm going to make, like eventually I'm going to do a Kickstarter. Eventually for the first official adventure. So this is a prologue adventure. This is an adventure that takes you from 1 to 3 to sort of test and see how I do at writing adventures. Then, Kitty, I'm going to do at some point in time this year or next, I'm going to do a Kickstarter for the first official adventure that takes you from level 3 to 5 or 3 to 6. I don't know. And I want to, if it does well, I want to make it like a project where I release every 6 months the next adventure leg. That's the dream. And initially I had thought that I needed to be this like big, huge creator to release anything on Kickstarter. But I think that having a small scoped Kickstarter that's just for your community, basically, and people who are interested to see if there's like enough interest in funding a project. I think that's the way to do it for me. So that's the plan. And then eventually down the road, years from now, Kitty, there will be the full campaign Kickstarter, which will be the full Eldara play guide, multiple worlds for Eldara, an art book, all that stuff. That's like the end goal for me for Eldara is to do that. Not end goal, but the end goal for like the D&D portion, like stage 1, phase 1 of Eldara is to do that. So we'll see how it goes. But I want to make sure that everyone who wants to play in Eldara can play in Eldara, basically. Again, not sure if people want to. I need to I need to silence that voice and just do it. It's like a lot of work, can't wait. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's what I want to do, you know? I've always wanted to do like a cool, meaningful concept art project. And what better project to do than your own, right? So we'll see. I know it's a lot of ambition. It sounds dumb. Like I understand. I'm self-aware that I know I sound dumb when I'm talking about the project. I am self-aware at the very least, but I'm hopeful that people enjoy it and want to play it. And if it all comes crashing down and doesn't work and nobody wants to play it and it's bad and I'm terrible, then, you know, so be it. But at least I put an effort in that I can respect, you know? Okay, so how are we going to connect this to his build? Oh my god. I keep hitting the wrong hotkeys. I don't want to tuck. Let's not tuck it. Let's instead wrap it. Let's do that.
So Evan is Skynet.
Wait, what? What? I mean, yeah, sure. I don't mind. I could be a little bit Skynet-y sometimes. But why Skynet Moose? Look, I appreciate the 100 bits. Self-aware? Oh, no. Uh-oh, I'm becoming self-aware. That's true. That's true, actually. You're right. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this design. I hate it. I'm redoing it. I'm redoing it. I'm redoing it. I hate it. Trying to make it feel like it fits in with the rest of the Mithara stuff, but I just don't like it. Or the Windra stuff. We'll do another one. We'll do another one. We'll try again. And Moose, your bits contribution will be noted when I take over the nuclear codes for all the main world governments as I Skynet. Bits contributions will be taken into consideration. 100%. That is, that's a fact. Okay. They have a lot of these flowing shapes. No. Dude, I haven't done magic weapons in a while. I'm rusty, man. We haven't been doing requests on Fridays. I kind of miss it, to be honest. But people are getting bored of it, and I get it. I think the thing I'm most excited to release is the Astral Sage. I'm really looking forward to seeing how people like to play the class. And you know what? I'm theming it all based on flavor. I'm not worrying about the ideas of it being like OP or min-maxed or whatever. I'm not making content for those players, and yeah, I'm not worried about it. I realized. Thought long and hard about the potential downfalls that we thought about on stream. I realized I was worrying about it too much. I expected to be hit first. Yeah, no, you're good, man. What about month subbed? Oh, month subbed is that's true as well, dude. Yeah, long-term subs. You guys get cool badges soon. I redid my badges and I hated them, and so I never released them. I never updated them, but I actually did my badges recently, and I like the new direction. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to drop the new badges, bro. Except people like them. This is too big. This dagger's way too big. It's like a sword handle. Ooh. Okay. It's too long, I think. That's the problem. And of course, I'll be really curious to see what people actually want to play with. See which options are cool, which ones are like kind of meh. I just want someone to play an Astral Sage in their group at home, in their home game. I want one person to think it's cool enough to play it in their like long-term campaign. Besides Ella. Ella doesn't count. Ella already is playing an Astral Sage in its earliest form. Ella's actually, after the convention in September, she's got advent calendars to do, but during that, she's going to also make Astral Sage dice. She asked me if I wanted to include Astral Sage dice into the advent calendar, and I was like, I don't think enough people are going to play it that they are going to want a set of D6s for Astral Sage. Maybe like she'll put in the 4 set or whatever or something, but you need 6, I think, for an Astral Sage at high level. I don't remember. Oh, it's a cool shape. That's better. I like that. That's cool. This is good. Slightly leaf-like. Put thick leather stitching on it. And put some Mithara embellishments. Winder-inspired Mithara embellishments. Excuse me. May I ask something or some DM advice? Absolutely. I will do my best. The D&D DM help hour has begun. How am I to be of service in my scuffed, unprofessional DMing opinion? I'm no Viddy, but I'll try. A player who is wanting to change class should let them roll stats or keep the rolls, but change where they are. Do they? What do you have against
visitors
keeping their rolls?
Exciting.
Is there anything that you have against keeping their rolls? CJ, dude, what's up, bro? How's it going, CJ? What's going on? How'd stream go? What did you do today? I saw you were live. I didn't get a chance to pop in like I usually do before streams. But what were you working on today? What's the project of the month? What's the project of the week? Y'all aren't following CJ someday. You could follow CJ today and then follow CJ every day. There it is, man. I do recommend CJ. Especially we were just talking. CJ, I was just memeing about how I'm no like professional DM when it comes to giving good D&D advice. But CJ sure is. So if you want an actual streamer that's good at talking about D&D and actually gets shit done on stream, you should go follow CJ. Highly recommend. Pop that link in there. You can go to www.twitch.tv/CJ Somedays. Just getting annoyed by Viddy stream, the usual. I didn't do it. Yeah, okay, fair. Was Viddy backseat DMing you again, CJ? That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. Like I get it, but I'm still sorry to hear it. I have no problem with the fact that they are going dual druid to fighter, so I might let them move their stats they have. Oh wait, so hold on. Are they? Is the character changing class? Are they keeping the same character, or are they re-rolling a new character, Minako? We got real DMs in here. We had a DMing question from Minako about keeping stats when rolling new classes. I said I was no Viddy. Double negative? That's true. He is guilty? God damn it. I knew I couldn't trust Viddy. Everyone said Viddy's just being nice to you to get free art out of you, Evan. I said, true, I know that, but at least Viddy's playing the game well. Like, don't let me know you're trying to get free art out of me one day. Like, come on, man. The theme of the month is film noir, fantasy 1920s, New York City vibes. Oh shit, bro. Wait, that's a great monthly theme. What the fuck? That's sick. I love that. That's amazing. Although that does risk one thing, though, I suppose. Have we thought about the danger of possibly including trench coats back into D&D? Aren't we trying to remove trench coats from D&D? Are looking badass. Holy crap. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. This is what, here, I'll show you what a finished character piece. We're designing, so you guys got here just in time. We're designing, is this it? Yeah, so this is a finished, this is like a finished character piece. So we're designing the Windra today. This is what's gonna look like when it's done, hopefully. But we're designing our Windra which are our new race for Eldara. So we're trying to do the like male-female sort of character selection screen vibes. So people who play in Eldara can choose between some of the new Eldaran specific races. So there it is, man. I only raid the best. Oh, you stop. Stop. We have a rat folk sewer gangster. It's popping off. All right. It's not true. I want to support my artist. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough, Viddy. You're doing a good job of getting free art one day. Cheers, bro. So we're doing our Windra, which are our rabbit folk. And then we have a couple of others that we're going to draw out before I can drop them on the playtest server for the players. And we'll see how many people actually want to play Windra. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be popular. You know? All right, let's shrink this dagger down. And oh wait, I need to finish the handle. I need to finish the handle. Let's make it like a wood texture, wood grain. So it fits in with the rest of the armor. There's a lot of like this metal wood that they Windra have access to. Keep the same character, but not feeling druid and wanting to go fighter because big sword repost me. Okay, I would. Oh, that's tough, CJ or Minako. CJ, what do you think? Viddy, CJ, what do you guys think? If you have a player that wants to change class but keep the same character, do you let them keep the same stats, or do you force them to keep the same stats? Because I say let them reroll new stats if they want to. Like, does it work mechanically in game? No. Is it thematically weird? Yeah, but like it's more fun, I think. If a player wants to switch their class and reroll new stats, like I don't know, I would just let them. It doesn't seem like an issue. I can't think of why it would be bad. It's like kind of weird, but like, you know, I'd say just go for it. They have to start level 1. You make them start at level 1? Oh. All right, Busy. Have a good rest of your day. You make him start level. I would, dude. Yeah, that's. I don't know, man. Make him start at level 1? That's savage. I respect that. Holy shit. Merge down, merge down. All right, we're on the same layer now? We are. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know about... Oh, man. Would I let them start at level 1 or... I'd probably let them just switch and... I would... Oh, man. That's tough. I'd probably just let them switch and let like I'd take it as like they fucked up and made a mistake with their character. If they wanted to keep the same character, I would encourage them to create a new character, because you already have a character that's established like whatever, like a druid in your game. It'd be kind of weird if they went off to be then all of a sudden they're just a fighter without any like the learning process of like multi-classing or anything. But I suppose I'd let them do it. Just I'd call them a dummy and then let them do it anyway, probably. Let them reroll stats there, changing class because they think they'll have... Oh, fuck. It scrolled on me. They think they'll have more fun as a fighter. Why handicap them if they're just trying to enjoy the game? Well, if they don't want to create a new character, though, like, that's where it comes in. That's where it gets tricky. I don't know. They really want... They have to level through it. By the time they get the rest of the parties fighting, they'll be 3 levels off the bat. That's true. This actually depends on how far you're in the campaign. Yeah, if you're, like, only a couple weeks, you're, like, level 2 or 3, like, whatever, man. Just chill. But like, are we talking like a long-term campaign that you're like invested in? You've been in here for like 4 years. There's like trauma, you know? You got elves doing weird elf things. I don't know, man. That's tough. Like established character at like level 10, then you need to figure that shit out narratively. I'd probably make some like big narrative thing like, oh, you want to change? Okay, well, montage time. You guys spend 6 months in this town doing nothing except for Minako's character, in which case they spend the entire time training to be a monk. That's right, they're now a monk. If you guys didn't know, so PogChamp. That's probably fair. I guess you just let it happen. The mechanics are there to support the storytelling and the game and whatever. Mechanically, it's not a big issue, right? Mechanically, it's not an issue at all. I don't think. So why not just let them do it? That's why I said I'd call them dumb. Like I would let them do it, but also call them dumb for messing up their class. You know, I think it's fair to let them do something, but then call them dumb for it, right? Like maybe it's a bit toxic, but like, you know, hey, when have I ever said no to toxicity at my D&D table, right? Well, toxicity never hurt nobody except for some League of Legends players, but we don't care about them, so. Yeah, relax. If you're done being a druid, retire them and roll up a suitable fighter. That's kind of what I would suggest. Is I would suggest like your story is the story of a druid. If your druid story is done, then just go be a fighter. Go create your fighter, man. Create your godly fighter as Druardo retires and says, I must retire to the grove to protect it. For nature calls me, and I, Druardo, must answer the call. Then Druardo retires, and Phytorian the pit fighter, joins the campaign. I heard there was coin and gold. Wait, that's the same thing. Shit, that's fine. I'm a fighter. I have a low int. I am now Phytorian, the fightor. But I think you build up all the currency with your one character. If it's late in campaign, I'd totally make them roll a new character. I'd say Druardo is gone, man. Druardo's story is over. Yeah, that's a bit heartless, though. Always be able to call your friends dumb, ask Viddy. Ouch. This is my rebel son, Carl Jr. He didn't follow the family legacy of druids. He was a fighter. Problem solved. GG, go next. Easy. And then your DM makes you retire the character, become a new BBG. Problem solved. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Truge. And then you're not worried about it, right? Everybody wins at that point. Except for the rest of the party that had to listen to your dramatic ass shit complaining about how you want to be a different class. They all lose. But it's okay, nobody asked for their opinion anyway, so does it really matter? Like, if the cleric player in your D&D group isn't having fun, does anyone care? I know I sure don't. You chose to play a cleric, man. What do we always say about clerics? If I am nothing if not consistent, what have I said about clerics from day one? Clerics are great, but they don't have any friends. If you're a cleric player, you're amazing, I love you, but you don't have any friends, don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. Your only friend was your fucking spirit weapon that you summon, and it doesn't even like you that much. But that's the life of being a cleric, man. You do it because you're trying to save the party, not because you're trying to be popular. Can you imagine if you IRL had just keep adventuring until you died because you couldn't just retire? That'd kind of suck. True. I like character stories being over. Like I had a player once that his whole thing was that he was part of the town guard. He wanted to play a fighter, and the party got into trouble and they got arrested. And he was a guard at the prison, and they met him there, and they were like, hey, the guard captain is corrupted. You have to like let us out and help us. And he's like, but I'm the town guard. What about, I can't go against my capitan. And they're like, please, you have to help us. He's been controlled by a who asks. And the player then joined the party as the fighter. But after they beat a certain like dude, and they're about to like sail across the sea to go do amazing things, that player just said, guys, I think I'm staying. And everyone collectively gasped, like, what do you mean you're staying? He's like, well, I initially joined the party to save the town and to save the region, and you know what, we did that, but like, I got a family here. I want to return to being a guard here, so I think my characters would stay behind. And everybody cried, and it was emotional because they played for like 6 months already. And it was fine though, because then that player rolled a new character, and I was like, were you not happy playing your fighter? He's like, no, I loved it, but I didn't make sense. My fighter wouldn't want to. Why would I want to like leave the region and like fuck off to the other side of the world to go do like something that's like connected? But like my whole goal was like to protect the town. I was like, fair. And he retired his character, and it's awesome. It made sense narratively, and I'm like, more D&D players should feel okay doing this. If your character's story is complete and you feel satisfied with it, there's nothing wrong with saying, and that's where their story ends. You know? I think it's great when people do that. Poor clerics. Look, it's true though. You can say poor clerics, you can call me an asshole, but I don't hear anyone saying I'm wrong. Have you ever had your character from the last campaign become a BBG in the next one? I don't like doing that for a lot of players because a lot of times their satisfaction with their story ended with like, unless their character was like evil and they want to be evil, and that's fine. But I have characters like recurring characters. Like I hilariously had Ella meet 2 of her characters from previous games in the last campaign that we ran. So Ella met Amelia and Lyria. And I tried to get Ella to RP her interaction with Amelia, but she doesn't do like voices or whatever. So she couldn't RP the interaction with them. And like our other player was just so confused. Like, wait, who's here? I'm so confused. Why is Ella talking to herself? It's just weapon has to be like, you nerd. Man, no, not anymore, man. Not in Baldur's Gate. Start to struggle through players having a miserable time because they're too attached to a retired character that no longer fits the game. Exactly. Let your character go, bro. Let him go. Let him fly free. Let them retire on their treasure from their adventure and live a good life. Let them grow old by the sea, spending all their coin in the brothel or whatever the fuck you do with your D&D wealth. The party was mad at that player because he wouldn't give them his magic items. Party's like, so you give us all your magic items in gold, right? And he's like, no, man. I probably keep it. They're like, what? One player's like so upset. She was so butthurt about it. She's like, what do you mean? We gave those to you because you needed them we got them from the dungeon, and then you have all the magic items, the sword and everything. We could sell it. And it was like, stop being a power gamer, Carolyn. Like, relax. Fucking Carolyn, man. I love her, but she was a power gamer. I've had to have a character fall for a guy only for that guy to turn out to be a big bad guy, and she stuck with him. So she's a simp. So your character is a fucking degenerate simp. Got it. Got it. So your character paid for his premium OnlyFans. That's all I need to say. She paid for his OnlyFans, and she wasn't disappointed. So I get it, dude. That's fine. Maybe I'll make this character cleric just to prove clerics don't have any friends. Even hot bunny e-boys don't have friends if they're clerics. Cleric with a giant glaive, but that's okay. That's like how Larian made people keep or play with the cleric, is because they made Shadowheart the cleric. They knew everyone was gonna play with the edgy goth chick and the barbarian. They're like, we don't need wizards. We'll make Gale annoying. It's like, you have to use your rogue because you have to break into shit, so we can make the most absurd character that nobody likes, Astarion, the rogue. So you have to play with him. We'll make Shadowheart the edgy goth chick a cleric, so you have to play with the cleric. So you have to play with the healer. What is a glaive but a staff with a pointy end? Not much more than that, to be honest. Which is like, isn't that what a cleric is? Just a scuffed World of Warcraft priest with a pointy end? Does anyone actually melee things with Shadowheart, or are they just Sacred Flame and Firebolt things? Like most polearms fall underneath that description. True. What is a halberd but a glaive in disguise? All right, how's this coming? What are we looking at here? I want to make more hood-like, but I guess it didn't work out, did it? Gotta figure out precisely what's going on under his armor here. So I want them to have a mixture of baggy and loose clothing, if that makes sense. Okay, I know what we're doing here. I had to revisit my sketch mentally for a second there. Sometimes when I don't do a sketch for or work on a sketch for a while, I have to like try and figure out what my lines are supposed to imply for myself. So, like the lines as they are on the page aren't the finished details. They're just what I was trying to remember for when I was going to finish it. There we go. Toothpick priest? Damn. Damn. You don't have to say it out loud. Damn. What is a spear but a long arrow? You're not. No, we're not making everything to a ranger at this point, okay? You're not allowed to just rangerify all your D&D characters. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I think that's good for now. All right, sick. Man, so okay, so let's look at our schedule real quick. I want to refresh myself on what we're going to be working on for release. So we're working on the Winder right now. Which are the most important classes and races to work on right now? Realms of Eldara. Scroll all the way down. The giant Realms of Eldara document. So we have our humans, our Elvari, our Rith, our Awar, our Dusarians, our Gemidos. I'm making up new words for all of them. Rukari, Dragonkin, Mithara, Windra, Nyathar, Azael, Sornok, and one or two others. So that is... So our humans are elves, our dwarves, our gnomes, our purple orcs, our tieflings, our foxes, our dragons, our moths, our rabbits, our cats, our merfolk, and our big boys. I think I'm going to prioritize our core right here. So our elves, dwarves, gnomes, purple orcs, and tieflings. And then I'm probably going to do... we already have our dragonkin, so we'll do that. We already actually have our Rokari art. We already have Nyathar art, actually. We already have Azael art. Wait, we have art for almost all of these. We don't. We're gonna have Windra art. We're gonna have Mithara art. So I just need to do art for all of these. Fuck, that's a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. And dog girls there. So I have like the lesser seen races of Teleria, and the dog folk are currently the only one like known in the main campaign is gonna be Runa. She's going to be a sort of one-off or anomaly for now. Real question, how do you make digital line work more interesting to look at? I find that mine is kind of plain, which is great when I'm painting, but not when I'm not. Weirdly, that big problem when I'm doing traditional art, though. Yeah. So, suggestion is to try to treat it like a piece of paper, which I don't do, but I have to every once in a while to regain, because I know what you're talking about, Soja. Be okay with it being messier. Find a brush that you can sort of sculpt with, and consider your line work to be sculpting light and not trying to describe what's there in detail. You know what I mean? It's like if you're drawing a sphere, you'll draw like heavier line work on one side and lighter on the other to imply light and shadow. You'll hatch and you'll draw like a shadow at the bottom of the sphere or whatever where it's resting on a surface. It's a good exercise to reinforce what you're trying to do with line work, which is you're trying to convey light and not information, if that makes sense. But zoom out. Zoom out is the biggest thing. Zoom out. Don't be afraid to be messy, and then refine your messiness. Go like a big piece for me. I'll show you was a piece when I was getting too stiff, and I need to do this again. Was this piece? So this piece was all one layer. So I didn't refine my line work at all. I didn't do it under sketch. This is the original sketch, and I just like refined the sketch. As we go through it, you can see it's very rough, it's very loose, and this reminded me how to be rough and loose with my artwork. And that's the problem, is that you're trying to be too clean with your line work, often in digital. So do some rough sketching. Don't be afraid. Make sure that the first and foremost important quality in your artwork is the soul of what's there, and the cleanliness of your line work will come later. And so just be natural, be free, be quick, put a time limit on yourself, and be expressive. Work at a zoomed out view, and just don't be afraid to go for it. It's an exercise in courage and confidence. But yeah, rare occurrence, exactly. A lone wolf without a pack, a lone chow without a pack, actually. So yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, you need to every once in a while pull yourself away from, like, I feel this right now with my art right now. I feel like I need to pull myself away from being too clean and go be messy for a bit, and regain that prioritization of the soul of the art as opposed to the cleanliness of it. So cool. I think that's about it for today. I have to go take care of Yuna because Ella is out at the dentist today. So I have to do a little bit of a shorter stream and take care of Yuna and make sure she's good, because Ella hasn't been home in ages, and we'll see what that poor dog is doing right now. And then I think I might play some Baldur's Gate tonight. I don't know. I have to see how Ella's doing. I might be taking care of her. I might be doing other stuff. I might be working, or I might be on super late. I might start streaming my like 10 p.m. to midnight Baldur's Gate gameplay or something. I don't know if I will or not, but maybe I will. I just got Karlach. I just killed the goblins, the goblin camp. I just looted everything. I have complete decked out gear and 5k in the bank, and I'm only level 4. So I'm gonna go do the hag next, probably in the swamp, and we'll see. I wonder if I can get some like poison resistant potions for that fight, because when Ella and I did that fight, we barely made it. We barely made it through that fight at level 4, and I don't know, man. We gotta figure out I gotta figure out what to do. So either way, thanks for chilling today, guys. Thank you for all the raids and all the follows and everything. Y'all are amazing. Where's our outro? Boom. But alas, I must go take care of Le Dog. That is my burden. Last summer, I agreed to buy a $6,000 dog, which I refer to Yuna as a $6,000 dog because I refer to her as what she costs us now, has cost us in total, not including deductions and return from health insurance, because she does have health insurance. So right now she's a $6,000 dog because she has like $4,000 in vet bills. Thankfully, we didn't pay for all that because, you know, you get dog health insurance in Canada. That's what you got to do. But still, it's Ella's $6,000 dog, so I have to go take care of Ella's $6,000 dog. And we'll hope she doesn't swallow anything else and go up to a $7,000 dog. Because that was weird when she had a whole bunch of antihistamines. But apparently dogs can eat antihistamines. So the dog of 1,000 chickens. Yeah, who buys a dog, right? Cool. Well, anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your stay. The release schedule for Eldara stuff is coming up pretty quick here. The Astral Sage class. Do you guys want it released? Like, should I just release it if I have up to like a certain level? Like, do you guys want me to wait until I have the full class 1 to 20? Or would you guys be okay if I just said, hey, here's the Astral Sage class up to level 6 or something? Because I'm thinking about doing that and just posting what I have, and people can play with it if they want. Maybe I'll just do that in the guild library. Or maybe I'll make another, like a new section called like Eldara playtest stuff. Like a work in progress. Yeah. Either are you waiting for anything Astral Sage related? Okay, fair enough. Well, your excitement for it makes me want to actually do it. So thank you. I appreciate that. But I will catch you guys later. Until next time, my friends, be well. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow morning, I think. Yeah. And farewell.